Alright, welcome to Star Wars The Old Republic PvP night. So tonight what we're going to be doing is starting our road to 100 Valor. Sorry, turned off the monitor there. So what our goal is going to be is to get to 100 Valor. So if we take a quick look at our character, we are going to notice that we are at 92 Valor. So as these levels get higher, they definitely get harder to do. But what happened is this week is a double Valor, double XP week, so that doubles the amount of Valor we get. Valor is the reputation bonus you get by competing PvP matches. That combined with a Valor boost that we're going to run is going to give us our chance to hit 100. I'm thinking that I should be able to get about a level a night, or a level per boost every 3 hours. So through the week we're going to run 7 to 10, and then this weekend, depending on how things are going, we may double up and actually run a couple of different PvP sessions. So the one negative is they announced today that the XP did not go live as intended. So what happened is there's some kind of a server error that they're fixing, and they're restarting the servers tonight, and so tomorrow the double Valor should be available. So what I'm hoping tonight though is, since we're partially the way through 92, is we can get ourselves to 93 without the double Valor, and then we will track from night to night how close we can get to one level per night. Not sure if that's doable or not, but we will see. So let's go ahead and get started. We've already set our utilities and different things like that. We're already geared for PvP, so you'll notice that the accuracy is down. We're going to go ahead and queue. I've already picked up the dailies and weeklies. Also, as always, there are other things going on. So we'll see how quick the PvP queue pops. If it doesn't pop right away, what we will do is, oh, there we go. We would go ahead and start running some of the dailies and different things like that. There's one on Oricon and one on Belsavis for bonuses. The other thing that has gone live is the Nar Shaddaa Nightlife event. So that's actually live right now as well. So we could do that, but that's pretty boring to watch because it's just clicking on slot machines. We start off with an arena. So as always, you'll notice up in the upper left hand corner, I've stuck my logo onto the screen. That is just a blocked chat because I don't know what other people would type, and it's my belief that I should keep in control of what goes out over my channel. So we are going to keep that as is. If there's anything that I see that seems like, holy cow, we've got healers, if I see anything that seems like we should pass it on, I will read it out to the chat. So somebody already said, do we have any healers? So yeah, we're definitely healer heavy here. Gonna go ahead and pop the chat out here so that I can see it on the other screen. As with other live streams, I will do my best to try to answer chat questions and different things like that as they come up. As different PvP is going on, obviously I won't be able to focus on chat sometimes. But when I'm dead or in between matches, I'm happy to answer any questions. We can talk about the Nightlife event. I've participated in every single one of those. We can talk about the patch notes from the last 2 patches. Kind of whatever anybody wants to talk about. So I don't foresee us winning this one, unless I can just kill them all. But they've got 2 mercenaries and a tank, I just don't have a good feeling about this. We're just not going to do enough damage to... Are they waiting for us? They have the advantage. I just don't think we'll do enough damage to knock him down. Oh, that can help. Somebody left, which means it's now 3-on-4. So, all right. See if we can take this guy down first. So their mercenaries could theoretically heal, which could keep them alive. But if we can kill this guy, then we're 4-on-2. It's not like our healers can't do damage, right? I mean, they can also do damage, so. Alright, we got him. Now these could take a while. These mercenaries have plenty of abilities to heal themselves. I would guess one's going to come out of this guy right now. If he's smart. No. Alright, so he's shielded. So we don't want to do direct damage to him. We'll stick with area damage now that he's unshielded. We'll go back over to direct damage. Drop that on him. Try to keep him from healing himself. And that should do it. And if I don't have top damage and a group of healers, I'll be highly disappointed. Yeah, so here's what my healers did. But we definitely had them here. I didn't have to heal myself once, so that wasn't too bad. Now, the advantage we had on that one was one of their guys dropped out. So you notice at the beginning we heard, you know, they gave us credit for a kill. That's because one guy left. And when the new guy came in, he couldn't get into the match. He has to wait behind the barrier until the next round. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, I'm going to mark this guy because that's the guy we killed first the last time. Now the question is, will they target me because I did all the damage, or will they try to still take out the healers? The healers heal each other. They shouldn't be able to touch our healers. Yeah, he went all the way to the back to try to get our healer. It also separated him from his team a little bit, because the mercs can heal. They're not the most effective. They have the same skill set that I have. So there are some healing that they can do. Stunned. Alright. Should be able to finish this guy. Went invisible. There he is. That's where he went. I'm gonna go kill him. Jesus. I don't know why he is running away so much. This guy seems to have given up, from what I can tell. And it looks like the other guy left. Now it's interesting. It's an interesting match. I would have thought they would have had a chance to at least off heal themselves and stay alive and give us a run. I probably shouldn't have chased that guy down. That wasn't the nicest thing. But we got the win. Let's see who did the most healing. We'll give them the MVP. Did they vote? 2, 3. 3 of the 4 voted for MVP. Evidently I didn't do enough damage. to warrant an MVP. You have a bad feeling about Star Wars? I don't know where that guy came from. What is your bad feeling about Star Wars? And are you excited for the new movie? I'm looking forward to it. Alright, one down. Hundreds to go. So we'll always try to remember to jump right back into the queue and see how quick we can get the pop. So what I was talking about earlier is if we run the conquest stuff, you'll notice that different things in conquest have different points you can get. 15,000 shouldn't be hard this week, especially with PvP. There's part of me that kind of wants to see if just how much conquest we'll get from strictly PvP, but we might end up getting bored and running some other stuff which will give us conquest points. About solo, yeah, I'm looking forward to solo. One of the things I'm excited about is to get away from the core trilogy and get into some of the side stories. I probably am like many that would love to see a Boba Fett movie. I think that would be cool. But even beyond just Boba Fett, I'd just like to see there was a book called Tales from Jabba's Palace, which was a whole bunch of short stories about just kind of the bounty hunter criminal element. I think those kind of stories would be cool. I also think it'd be cool if we start to get stories off characters that don't exist yet. Right? Like everybody knows Boba Fett the bounty hunter, but what about all the other bounty hunters and stuff like that? So definitely excited. Are you gonna go see it, Sith? Snoke and Ren. Are you a big Snoke fan? We will try not to throw too many spoilers out, although that movie's been out long enough, we should be okay. On the SWTOR front, the last patch, or the last big patch, not the small patch, also gave us the last of the flashpoints in the Theron Sean storyline. So that was actually pretty cool to see. I enjoyed that. Played through it a bunch of times to get the decorations and most of the I've got most of the recipes for the crafting things, but I think I'm still missing the redoubt one, maybe. I can't remember. I think I've picked up the rest though. Oh, they're in a group. Let's see if we can get some extra damage here. Try to keep up with our ball carrier. Alright, well, the ball carrier is going way faster than us, so we'll just stand down here and fight. Work our way back up to the top. Try to help defend. See if this guy... Okay, so you see how they are just hammering me with damage there? But it didn't actually hurt me that much. It's because they were bouncing off my shield, which is kind of nice. Alright, we seem to have a team that is doing some good ball carrying, so we'll come up here and see if we can get some damage out. I'm getting attacked by two people here. Might be able to get one before the other one kills me. Oh, he bubbled. Which was a good move. He was nearly dead. See if I can help our guys over here a little bit. Yeah, I figured I was dead. I just got kind of turned around. I was going to try to go grab that other heal, but it was definitely not quick enough. I think I mentioned it last time though. The thing I don't mind is, like, so they killed me, right? Which is fine. If those three guys are concentrating on killing me, my team is over there scoring, and that ultimately is what's going to win the match. I tend to try to count myself as a team player, like try to win the match versus just going for stats. Although as a DPS is our stats, right? That's what we're trying to do. So let's see if I'll live long enough to use my defenses here. Maybe. Nope. Have we scored again yet? There we go. Do believe we've got this one well in hand. Snoke, their backstories might be interested. Oh, Snoke and Kylo Ren's backstories? Yeah, I think it's one of the things that, so I grew up, I'm a little bit older, so I grew up with the original Star Wars movies, and over the 40 years of Star Wars was definitely enjoyed a lot of the expanded universe, which did fill in the backstories on a lot of things. With the new movies, obviously the new movies just came out, you know, recently, so I'm hoping that the same thing tends to happen with those, right? Like we'll get more stories that are kind of around these newer characters that have just been introduced. That way, yeah, Snoke backstory would be cool. I think they're doing that with some of the other stuff, like the live action. There's a live action show coming. I don't know if you've seen that. And then like the cartoons and Clone Wars and different things like that. I think is a good place where they might explore some of that kind of content, which I would find very interesting. Personally, just as a general thing, the more stories they tell, the more fun I'll have. And it seems like they're setting it up much like they did the Marvel universe, right? Where in Marvel they do the core movie, the Avengers movies, then they tell the other stories in side movies like Captain America and Thor and different things like that. They do something like that with Star Wars. I think it could be really awesome. I would really enjoy that personally. Is there 5 people in? That's pretty good. We usually think we hit a 6 the other day in one of our live streams, simultaneous. I think over the course of this stream there was 15 or 20 people that dropped in. But I think 6 might be the most we've ever had simultaneously on. I'm hoping, given these will be longer streams of 3 hours, that maybe we'll pick up and set ourselves a new record of 7. I think we'll get 7. I'm not sure. I don't mind doing this for the fun of playing anyway, right? It looks like that guy's at least trying to stop our ball carriers. Everybody else down here, I think, is just decided that they're not going to win. So now everybody's just kind of going after stats, trying to get some stats so you get medals, so you get more valor. I haven't even capped out medals though. That's only 6. I think it caps out at 8. Okay, so chat updates. Somebody's complaining about not passing. The other person complained about I can't pass to you while you're stealth. Other than that, the team seems to be working just fine. Alright, so that was an objective-based match. We're going to give it to this guy. He had the most objectives, which means he was working towards winning for us. So, yep, it looks like everybody else did as well. Alright. Oops, wrong button. Okay, so if you ever do that and you're PvPing, it'll pop back up to exit the Warzone. I think you can also hit escape and exit Warzone through that menu as well. I wonder if it's going to show Han Solo saying, "I have a bad feeling about this." It would almost be disappointing if they didn't, right? Like, I would expect that line to be in there. One of the most quotable lines from the Star Wars universe. I hope so. Wouldn't it be weird if they didn't, though? If they went the entire movie? And what if they just, like, trolled us, where they said, you know, "I have a," and then do all kinds of different lines over and over and over again, and we're all just waiting for it. I have personally not paid very much attention. I've seen a trailer or two, but I really haven't read anything about the movie, so I'm going to go into the movie pretty much knowing nothing about it, and just going to try to enjoy the movie for what it is, good or bad. I've heard some mixed reviews coming out. Oh yay, more Hutball. I don't mind Hutball. A lot of people despise it. One of the things they did talk about in the summer roadmap, and they haven't confirmed how they're going to do this, but they did talk about trying to add a mechanic so that when you queue for a war zone, you have more control over what you get. They didn't give any details, so we can speculate. You know, it could be, you know, like a system like, let's say like this system where I can come in here and just pick what I want to run, right? Might be a situation like this where, oh, excuse me, where you pick a category, but inside the category you can pick what you want. Could be a situation where you do something like just have check marks, like I want to do Hutballs, I want to do arenas, or I want to do normal PvP, and then it will just random there. I think those would all work, but they haven't really announced exactly what it's going to be yet. So I, as a developer, kind of get a little bit tired of all random all the time. I do like to have control. The downside of control, though, is it can lock content away from people. Right? Let's say there's one match that everybody just hates, one Warzone that nobody likes, but you like it. Well, if everybody has control to, say, remove that from their list, then it would never pop. And if you're in the minority of that decision, then you don't ever get to see that content. That can be the downside of giving too much control. The upside is you get to do what you want, as long as it's, you know, in this case, one of those things where you can actually queue for it and a group spawns. I would say if you get enough numbers, for the most part, you don't run into a situation where you'll never get it, right? A lot of people will just queue in the, well, just whatever pops is what I'll do. Where'd that guy go? Must have got out of range. Alright, we'll shoot these guys over here. What do we got there? Marauder. Should be able to take him out. Alright, what's he? Mercenary. So we watch for his shield, and he did not pop it. Looks like there was another commando shooting it. Oh, these guys are passing. Let's see if we can intercept this guy. Alright. I was going to try to get over there and help, but we stole the ball back from him, so. Alright, we're going to heal ourselves up here a little bit. So, you know, all those defensive and heals work only if somebody's attacking you. Nice part about Commandos and Mercenaries, I do have some rudimentary heals. And if you're not in combat, you can always just use your energy recharge. That'll work fine as well. Another announcement they made for PvP is they're going to try, they didn't say that they would definitely do it, but try to change a lot of the war zones over to the Odessan style, where instead of it being Republic versus Empire, it actually just takes everybody who is playing and then puts them in the queue and then builds the teams off of that. So it could theoretically even out the teams a little bit more. because it will take the entire pool of people and try to match up the. Okay, we got these. These are the 5 best players, and we're gonna go ahead and match them all up into, or split them up, obviously, unless they're queued together. But so that's definitely something that they announced. Sorry, some of the times I'm concentrating on killing people and not actually what I'm saying out loud. So what that little section was supposed to be is in Odessan, Empire and Republic can play on the same side, and they're talking about doing that for all of the war zones, but they wouldn't confirm that that was going to be a definite. That was one of those things that they're like, we want to do it, but we're not sure if we can. So, but that could be cool. I have not PvP'd outside of the stream, which means we still haven't gotten the Yavin run. So hopefully sometime in this 3-hour chunk we will actually get the Yavin Warzone and pop a whole bunch of achievements, because I have 0 achievements in that one, and that would be kind of nice. I don't get PvP achievements very often anymore, just because I've been doing it long enough that I've got all the easy ones. Alright, I'm not going to chase people down. We'll just heal ourselves here. So I could have done this, the recharge, obviously, and healed myself up. So I don't do that just because I'm trying oftentimes to get more medals. And if I heal myself with heals, I get medals for healing, as opposed to not. So it's just a way to try to get more Valor, maximize our thing. So if you look, I probably won't have a high healing number. Yeah, 237,000. But a lot of that's based off of healing myself. We got the most damage. Who was our best player? There's credits again. Playing the objectives. I like this guy. So he definitely was scoring attacker points, so probably involved in the scoring quite a bit. So here is my Valor. So right now I'm getting 4,380 per match. Obviously the double Valor will help that tremendously. So I think, if I remember right, when the last double Valor event, I was getting somewhere around 7,300 or 7,500 a match with the double Valor and the boost and everything running. So it definitely makes a difference. If you look at the total that we need 236,000 for the next level. So at 4,000 a match, that will take a while. So we're definitely hoping to take advantage of this double Valor event. Wow, that's 3 in 30 minutes. That's doing quite well, actually. All right, what do we got? Map voting. Oh, yeah, from the conversation before. Yeah, so I don't know if it will be, let's go back into this interface. You know, one of those things where I can, like here, if I click on Uprisings, right? Probably can't do this queued. Yeah, I'll do this after we queue, but there's an interface in here I'll show that shows a way to vote for which Uprisings you want. So we'll take a look at that after the next queue. And what you can do is you can check mark the ones you like and leave blank the ones you don't like, and then it puts you in those matches. That could be one way that they do it. I'm not sure. If you are either watching this later or in the live stream, feel free to post down in the comments or in the chat. What would you like to see? Like, you know, what kind of a PvP map system do you think would be good? Alright, so that knocked out the 2 dailies. The weekly's still up there, so we are 6 into that. If you remember from last time, we talked about it's 2 points for a win, 1 point for a loss. So the 6 is actually our 3 wins. The other thing that I track is I'll track some of my other achievement stuff down here. Those are all of the conquest achievement things that I turned on earlier today. Alright, well at least it's a different match. We've had 1 arena and 2 hut balls so far. Actually, we haven't had a repeat yet. Both the hut balls were different. They were different maps. One was Question, one was the original. And this is obviously a different map. We're in the Alderaan Civil War. So maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe tonight will be the night where we actually get a whole different chunk of maps and we get the new one. Alright, 5 seconds. Start clicking. So obviously, you know, little things. The quicker you get down here, the quicker you can run to the point, the quicker you can start, the quicker you can help your team. If you were still standing up at the top right now, you're obviously not helping your team as much. The other nice part is if you're the first one down here, you kind of choose which direction you go. They can't yell at you for not going the other direction and covering grass. Alright, looks like we're getting rushed in here pretty good. Let's see if they're paying attention. Yep. Alright, so he was trying to do the same thing I was doing. Alright, so where's that marked healer? Holy cow, they're obliterating me. I was not paying attention. Too busy looking around. Okay, did we go to snow? Okay, so for those of you who haven't played this, this is grass, this is snow, and this is mid. So usually it's easier to get to the one on the left. So for Republic, that's grass. Because you'll notice we can just drop off there and go to that one. I think we're going to lose that one. I don't think I can get there in time. So we'll run over here and see if we can help get snow. Looks like they've got 1 defender. So we will try to intercept this guy. They didn't get that guy killed. I was hoping that they'd get that guy killed in time to actually, I could stun that guy and actually get it so that they could have capped, but it doesn't look like it. It was worth a try. Alright, so their team is moving pretty good. So you notice they got mid. So we've got grass and they've got mid. And now they all ran over here, right? Which was the right thing to do. Looks like he separated the... I'm guessing that's their healer. What is it? Yeah, sorcerer. So we should try to help kill the healer. Life is easier if their healers are dead. We're not going to live. I'm guessing we don't have a lot of heals. Not looking like we have a lot of heals. Which can make the difference, right? If they have a healer, they're keeping their team alive and we're respawning. All this time that we're traveling back is time that, you know, you can't actually do any damage or whatever. Alright. So they got 1 guard here, 2 guards here. Alright, we'll see if we can draw some guys off of snow. See if we can convince their team that they need to come rushing back to mid. I doubt it. I don't think we're that threatening, to be honest. But who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Because there's 2 strategies here, right? Like if we still have guys at snow right now, now they have to choose. Do we reinforce back to mid? Or do we stay here at snow? And if we can kill them quick enough, we could either take mid, or if they all abandon snow to try to come and kill us. See, you see them coming around the end there? I don't know if you guys saw it. They were kind of working their way around the wall, which means they've had to abandon snow in order to defend mid. Right now, with snow staying neutral, although I don't... Yeah, we still got some people over there. We actually have the advantage because we capped ours before they capped theirs. and so the countdown is just even. We're lowering the count at the same speed, but we got ours first, so it actually gives us a slight advantage. So see if we can do the same thing here. Unfortunately, most of my defensive cooldowns are shot, which means I'm gonna die. I saw one of our guys trying to cap there though, so we'll see what happens there. Alright, what do we got? We got 2 there, 3 there. He's still pressure in mid. Try to take a peek and see. Their healer is at mid. If we can keep their healer away from... Okay, so you see he ran up that ramp. He's heading back over to snow. Our cooldowns are about to come off. Guessing they got a stealth here somewhere, so we're just gonna get ourselves stunned here trying to do this, I bet. Either that or their entire team abandoned mid. I can't believe this. Holy cow. Their whole team abandoned mid. Okay, so they ran over here to grass, so I'm gonna try to come over here and help. Looks like we got 2 guys at mid. As long as we can keep them from capping over here. Looks like we got a healer over here. I saw some healing stuff hitting the ground. We got so lucky there. They completely abandoned mid, which means now their team they're screaming at each other. Somebody is not happy because they didn't leave a guard there. So hopefully our team reinforces mid now. So if we don't get crazy and we just try to hold what we have, we're definitely going to win, because now we're up 2-1. If we get a little greedy and we do the same thing where we actually abandon the point, we could actually lose it. The nice part about where we are at right now is we had the lead before we double capped them. So not only do we have an advantage, we have the advantage for longer. So hopefully we should be able to hold. Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 at mid and 4 at grass. So, they're definitely keeping us busy here. I'm just low on energy. I've been doing too many area attacks. I hope somebody comes back. We have enough defenses that they're not going to kill me, so I can hold. I'm going to hold until we get some reinforcements. I see that guy was trying to see if we were paying attention and cap on the backside, but we caught him. I didn't know which way this one was going to go, to be honest. Early on, it didn't look like we necessarily had much of a chance with their healers nailing us, but we're definitely in stalemate mode now. So we've got 4 here, 4 there. There's healers at both spots, it looks like, which means nobody's killing anybody. Alright, they seem to be abandoning us. Now, a tactic you will see sometimes is, so they ran away, right? Or they're down there trying to kill that guy. A trap that you can fall into is they do that, but they leave a couple stealthers behind. And then so your whole team runs away, leaves one guy back here to guard. They stun him and cap the thing before you can get back. Don't think we're going to run into that this time. I think we'll be alright. Yeah, okay, so they separated him off of our group. Okay, he did a good job of, looked like he was going to be able to get that done, but so he popped his shield to try to self-heal on attacks. Looks like they switched over to area attacks to negate the shield, and then went ahead and killed him. If you get really low, that's not much you can do about it. They're definitely whittling us down more than we're whittling them down, but I've got my shield back, so this one down here is the one that shields me. Hopefully our team can get back in time. Yeah, not sure which guy here's their healer. I didn't do it in time. I should have been paying closer attention, but hopefully he gets back up there and stops them from capping for us. And then we will zerg our way back. Nope, he didn't. Alright, so the question is now is, do we have a big enough score to actually hold them off with just one? We might actually. So we either need to take one back let's see what's going on over here. I see him running over there. Our healer's over there guarding, so we don't want any part of that. Alright, we're gonna go back over to grass and see if we can pull that, but they had a healer there that was pretty much keeping all of them alive. Okay, so you see our stealth guy popping up there? If he doesn't attack, I'll see if I can get their attention. Nah, I was hoping he wouldn't attack, and then I could pull them back here and then get them to fight off of the node, but alas, it was not to be. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to kill him here. We haven't been able to. Whoever's healing them over here is definitely strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So now Snow is vulnerable. If we could get somebody over there. Alright, we're up 100 with 130 to go. So the question becomes, is that a big enough lead to actually stay ahead of them or not? Don't know if it is. Don't know the math off the top of my head. So they're going to be doing damage to us quicker than we're doing damage to them, but we built up a big enough lead that will our lead hold long enough, essentially. So we'll try to do the math when it hits 100, see if we can figure it out. Because we're not going to take this node. I really doubt it. Alright, what do we got going on? Got 1, 2, so the advantage, you can run underneath, see they completely cleared us out of there, which means they should be rushing over to protect grass here, if they're smart. See, their whole team's over there, and they should actually all run underneath here to try to come over and reinforce this. So what we'll try to do is come under here. I think one guy got by us there. Yep. I was going to try to catch him on the back end. Alright, so the enemy is immortal means lots of healing going out. Mortal means they haven't died. If we can get this healer, That would be a huge boon. Yeah, they're gonna pass us. If we don't cap, they're gonna pass us. I don't think we can hold on long enough. And I've burnt about every trick I can think of. Trying. But these are fun. So just as kind of a commentary moment, right? Like the 3 blowouts we've had so far that really weren't that hard to win. It's nice for stats, right? Like we're trying to get the Valor and stuff like that. But it doesn't make for necessarily fun gameplay. And we probably got lucky to actually get the mid one that I did, because when we were actually just right up there and nobody was actually guarding it, was incredibly fortunate. So, well, there it is, 30-30. We were 30 points away from having a big enough lead, so that was pretty close. Now we'll just stat pad a little bit, get some extra damage in. Oh well, good match. They played well. I'll take a loss to a good played match like that. Yeah, look at these two guys. Definitely rocked. Let's see, healing. Yeah, see, we should have done maybe a little bit better. They had one really strong healer, but we had lots of healing going out. That's also what made it kind of stalematey. There is, it's just hard to kill people with a lot of healing going out. So hold on, somebody's typing something in chat. It wasn't horrible. Alright, so before we respawn back to Sith map voting question, if you're still with us, Sith, we're going to take a look at the interface for the other stuff. So if we open up our activities panel, you're going to notice, like for uprisings here, I can click on this filter and I can turn on and off, right? Like when I random queue, don't give me these 3 or do that. So, you know, will PvP be a system like this where you can choose individual ones? Will it be one where you just choose categories? Who knows? That was a long answer for that one. Alright. Oh, that is 4? What does that put us at? 7? Yep, 4 matches in 50 minutes. Definitely popping quick. Tuesday will often pop relatively fast because the weekly resets on Tuesdays. So a lot of people are jumping in to try to get their weeklies done, which can definitely be useful. The weekly gives you more stuff, so you get unassembled components and some crafting materials and different things like that. A good chunk of credits, good chunk of command points. We are command boosted, so I did drop a command boost before we started. Unfortunately, those only last 2 hours, so they don't match up to our 3 hours, so we'll probably end up using a couple a night on those. One of these nights I'm going to have to do another crate opening. Trying to finish up my combat medic set. We've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 54 saved up, so I might just push until we get 80 and then try to open them up and see if we can get that last piece, which for us is, if we move that out of the way, that's a complete combat medic set except for the helmet. I'm missing the 2488 helmet for that set, so that could be another thing. The other thing we might do is just to kind of explore the CXP system is open up all 80 and track what we get, right? Like how many of what do we get? Orange gear, purple gear, crafting components, different things like that. As a sample size, you know, it's only 80, but it can give you an idea of what to expect when you're opening stuff. We are back to Hutball. So again, denied the new PvP map. I'm pretty sure it's active. I know other people have used it. Where's my PvP moved up here? The Yavin Ruins. I've seen my guildmates pop an achievement, so hopefully they didn't discontinue it before I got around to doing it. I know in the patch notes for today they fixed Cantina Companion that was accidentally put in, so that no longer works. If you were planning on doing that, or all right, anybody we recognize? No, I don't. Junkyard Dog, Hold Fire. Now, just because I don't recognize them doesn't necessarily mean that they don't play more than I do. I have recently gotten back into PvP. All right, 275,000 from 98. What are we at? 236. Okay, so it doesn't go up a ton from level to level. Star Wars: The Old Republic uses what's called like an exponential growth system, right? So it's not linear. Like each level isn't 10 more, 100 more, 1,000 more. The higher you get in levels, the more adds per level to get the next level. That's true of the experience systems. That's true of a lot of different things in the game. I think I got them knocked back, but I don't think I was. I think it's one of those healers from last match. This could be painful as well. If they put out that kind of healing. Can't remember if it was him that did that 4 million healing or not. So they're kind of doing what I do. You notice they're kind of staying here towards the center. Alright, I'll knock them back so that my guys could grab the ball. So you notice everybody started to clump up right around the spawn point of the ball. So being able to knock them back, because I don't want the ball. That's not something I want to do. It's not my strength. But I was able to help. Okay, this guy is definitely focusing on me. But I was able to help my team get the ball, right? Alright, when he wants to stand up there and shoot, I'll let him stand up there and shoot. Alright, he had a reflection on, so I'll get him killed. Alright, we protected the ball. I was getting ready to knock back again. Okay, so that guy, I recognize that guy that we're shooting at right now. Whatever, I can't pronounce whatever that is, but alright. Now, so I don't mind, like I've said before a few times, they don't really seem to be worried about the Hutball. I'm not sure, but if they're concentrating on killing me in the center, I'm okay with that. I'll take the pain. There's no repair bills in PvP. So death in PvP doesn't cause repair like it does in the PvE game. So you can die as many times as you want. Alright, well they're at least chasing our guy. I don't know, man. This is a weird match. They definitely seem more interested in killing us than fighting, or than winning the game. So I don't know what they are trying to accomplish. Maybe they're just stat chasing. One thing that is true of MMO games is everybody kind of has their own way of playing, right? And so he dropped his same heal that I have, which is he's rapid scanning himself. Oh, they got the ball. I think he's pretty much burnt out his defenses. Alright, oh, he's running away. I'm not going to chase him. It's good to see that we actually killed their ball carrier. That's definitely nice. They knocked our ball carrier into the acid. Let's see if we can give him a little relief there. There we go. And now we're back to everybody attacking me. Alright, back to the center for another death. So, interesting on this one, I think it feels like their team is a little stronger than ours. That didn't get me anywhere, to be honest. And that's always worrisome, right? Like, you can get a team of like really, really good players who toy with you at the beginning, and then they go ahead and just turn it on and destroy you. Not sure if this team is that or not, but just to be sure, we're gonna go ahead and I couldn't get in the middle there fast enough. I was trying to get in between. If you're in between the guy that has the ball and the guy they pass to, you can intercept the pass, which can be a good strategy. Looks like we knocked him off. Yeah, I don't know. When they get the ball, they don't seem to make a ton of progress. Did I get him in the fire? Nope, doesn't look like it. I was falling off the platform when I did that, so I didn't know if I would get it. So you can see he's definitely working to try to get DPS, right? Because he's standing up there out of the melee here, trying not to get killed. Then he switched over to area attacks as soon as I popped my shield, so definitely a good move. I've already burnt some of my defenses, so he probably would have beat me. I'm not sure why he ran away. I think he had me, to be honest. I think he would have destroyed me. But he didn't. We'll take it. I seem to have a lot of mercenaries. Alright, we'll heal ourselves for as long as we can here. Not sure if I'm going to stay alive or not. Well, we are still scoring, so not sure on this team. Maybe they are just going for damage. We'll get some free heals here. Although I think I've gotten all the achievements in Hutball. Yeah, I didn't think I'd keep myself alive. Alright, that was a weird game. Not what I expected. They definitely, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they had 3 mercs. We had 2. They put out a lot of damage. Who's our high objectives guy? We'll give it to him. We had guys doing good damage though. What did I get? Second on our team. But yeah, I couldn't touch their guys. They were definitely pumping some damage up. Not sure if that was their desire, or they could be playing like I'm playing, where I just like, that's what I'm going to do and hope my team helps me out. One of the things I've learned about playing an MMO, especially when you're playing against other people, is your perception of what they're doing doesn't always match what they're actually meaning to do. The classic one is you're playing a match or you're playing something and somebody disconnects. Now, I'm not saying people don't disconnect out of frustration, and that does happen, but sometimes it's just coincidental, right? They had an internet hiccup or something like that. So if you just immediately assume the worst, that's a perception thing. Sometimes it always feels like everybody is targeting you. I think I even said that in that match, that guy seemed to be targeting me. But as I moved away from him, you'll notice that he didn't chase me. He just switched to another close target. So most likely I was just the closest target. And since I was closest, he was attacking me. But you know, during the heat of a match, you don't always think about stuff like that. You think about why is this guy attacking me? Now, if you're here at the beginning of the stream and I chased the one guy across the map, that was actually true. He had like 5% health left and was trying to hide, so we didn't let him get away. Alright, this is definitely the slowest. Oh, we've gotten pretty much an instant pop on every single match so far. Let's see, we're at 4,750 conquests just from PvP. We haven't completed anything else except for PvP achievements. Oh, we nailed this one. Activity Finder, Socialite 1. I think there's a Socialite 2. Yep, we got that one. And is there Socialite 3? I didn't see it, but I probably just missed it. Rampage 3, Rampage 3. 2, 2, 2. So there's 1,500 and 1,000, so that's 2,500 of that. So over half of it is popping those two daily repeatable things. And what those are is to queue for group activities. So Flashpoints, Uprising, Starfighter, Warzones. And you have to do it so many times, but I'm either blind and not seeing a 3, or there is not a 3. Because I'm not seeing it. Which probably makes sense. 3 would give you just even that more. So you will see that. So if we look at like the Oricon version of it, as we scroll up, we will find Oricon Rampage Part 1, which is to defeat 50 NPCs. Then if we scroll up a little bit more, we will see Oricon Rampage Part 2, which is 100. Now the 50 that you killed count towards that 100, so when you finish the first one, you'd be 50 of 100. And then Oricon Rampage 3 is 150. Same thing, once you kill 100, you don't have to kill 50 more to get the third level of that. But yeah, I don't see a Socialite 3 anywhere. Or I'm just blind and not seeing it, but Guildmate just jumped on. He was talking about joining us in PvP, so we'll see if that happens or not. PvPing with a friend or a guildmate can be fun if you trust them and they're good. Pandemic's actually pretty good at PvP, so having at least one other person on your team that is good can be a very comforting thing. Sometimes you'll get in with a team of people who are just starting out and haven't done it a lot. People get pretty aggravated. Again, I'm pretty even keeled, so I just take it for what it's worth and move forward. But they can be frustrating matches. He hasn't said he's joining yet, so we will wait and see if that's what he wants to do. If so, we will invite him and group queue with him. If not, we will just keep going. So hour 1 is done. I didn't mark where we were at to start with, but we are 116, 132. We're coming up on 50% through 92. Don't know if we're going to get to 93 without the Valor boost. That double Valor is going to make a huge difference, but I'll write down the numbers. I'll watch back on the video and see what we're at when we started and what we're at when we get to the end. We'll note that, and then we will compare that to the Valor, double Valor. See how much difference it makes. Okay. Well, we either just missed a queue. That can happen sometimes if you get out and everybody queues back up and you're the odd man out. Or PvP is slowing down. Normally this is when we start our PvP live streams and we usually get queues, pops. We'll give it a little more time, and then if nothing happens, we will go after either some of these guys, run Oricon, or potentially go check out the nightlife event. I went over earlier today and looked at the nightlife vendors. I didn't see anything new that wasn't on the vendor from last time. So I need to double check that. There may or may not be new things. It looks like there's new speeders. So that part is new. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. I'll do a little more research on that. So he asked me if war zones were popping. What did we get in? 5? Got 5 in over the last hour. So let's see, 6, yeah, 7, 8, because we got that last win, and then our 1 loss. So 4 wins, 1 loss. But yeah, okay, we're not getting a pop, so let's pop over. And we will take a look at the nightlife event. Guildmate just asked me to invite him right when I clicked on the thing, so we'll grab him real quick. Again, just as a reminder, I do hide my chat box on purpose up here in the corner. That's why you see my background image sitting up there. That's mostly just to censor anything that may be inappropriate that goes out over chat, especially when you're in PvP. If I was just running story, I wouldn't worry too much about it, but sometimes people say some inappropriate things, especially when they're losing. Alright, let's find Pandemic. And then we will leave queue and join queue. So that queues us both up. Alright, let's go over and look at how the nightlife event works. If you've never seen the nightlife event, it is essentially slot machine gambling. There are 2 different slot machines that you can play. They have different rewards for winning and losing, and different price on the chips. So we will fly. I don't think there's a quick travel point over there. Yeah, it's in the casino, so no. So we'll take the speeder over there. And so the cheap coins are 2,000 credits a coin, and you can win certificates. You can win the expensive coin, which is $75,000 a coin. You can also get a buff that increases your chances of winning, and I'm not sure what else, but it is a lower tier of rewards that are on those machines. If you buy the expensive coins or win the expensive coins, then you can play the expensive machines, which are here in the center. So if we look out here towards the outside edge, you'll see these machines. These are the Smuggler's Luck machines. Essentially what the graphic does is the graphic spins around. If your little pointer thing ends up in the blue area, it turns green and you win. Graphically, if it aligns with the triangle that's spinning around there, that will give you a jackpot, and that can win you a thing. Then over here, these are the kingpins, and you'll notice their win area is a little bit smaller, but they have the bigger prizes, right? So they have speeder prizes. That speeder looks new, I believe. I can't remember if the old one had the dual engines, but I don't think it did. So I think those are both new speeders. And I can't say I recognize that one. Again, I haven't gone and read any of the guides yet. Okay, so what can you do? You go to this guy and you buy coins. So like I said, you can buy the Smuggler's Casino chip for 2,000. You can buy these for 75,000. I have found if you want to be economic on this, you buy a whole bunch of these and win these. It's actually cheaper. if you buy 75,000 or 74,000 worth of Smuggler's Casino chips, you'll win more than one Kingpin chip, but it definitely takes longer. And it's just right click each time you play, so it can get a little tedious. The first time they did this, I think I went through 12 to 15 million before I got like one of the good rewards, and I think it was like 20 million before I got the Rancor, which was actually bad luck. If you look at all of the random number generation and the posted stats to win, I was actually not doing well. I knew people that won with a lot less money into it than I did, but the RNG gods were not with me. The second time they did it, I can't remember if this was their third or fourth. I have so many of the certificates saved up that I could just buy all the rewards, and I think I went through 7, 8, 9 million to get the drops, the ones that drop off of the machines, and then I was fine. So that one wasn't near as bad. I will eventually do it, probably, just to try to get those speeders. I like to get speeders. This character doesn't have a lot of my speeders, but even this character has a lot. My tank has more, I think, because I used to unlock them on my tank and then convert it over to this character. So, speeders can be fun. Alright, so for those of you who don't play a lot, that's a guard, so he is intercepting damage from our healer. Trying to keep our healer alive. In the stats, you'll see that there's a stat for... I missed. That was horrible. There's a stat for protection, and tanks can get protection, which means they intercepted damage. Helped keep our team alive. Alright, let's see where everybody goes. Well, they didn't run right away, so there goes Pandemic. That's our guildmate, who is running far ahead of us. Let's see what he tries to do. I'm going to try to be the get out here and get in the way person. Alright, let's kill some people. Alright, so sorks are always worth looking at, because they are oftentimes healers. We'll try to interrupt that heal. We did get that interrupt off. He got himself way out there in the front. They're kind of playing back a little bit, so we'll see if we can wedge ourselves back here and nonchalantly cap this turret. Nope, this guy's coming over. So you saw on the ground there, they're doing an area attack. They see me standing here. Right. And obviously the big blue beam sticking out of the top of my head is a dead giveaway. Okay, you saw that? Did you see that knockback? That knockback, he deserves the credit for that turret cap, because I line of sighted, but that knockback knocked him back far enough so that we could actually, they couldn't get back to me in time. And I didn't see it, but I would guess somebody probably stunned somebody, because there was a guy standing essentially like right here that should have been able to stop me from capping, and he didn't, which means he probably got stunned. So that was, for a group of people that aren't actually teamed up and talking in voice chat, that was actually pretty good. So now we're building a lead, right? They still haven't gotten snow. There they finally got snow. And see if we can hold 2 now. Hopefully, what do we got at grass? I think we got one who is our healer. It's usually not the way you want to go. Having your healer being the one guarding is not necessarily the most efficient thing to do. Okay, looks like we got 2 there. Oh, let's grab that. Hopefully our team can hold long enough for us to get there. So, looks like they're fighting here. One of the mistakes that teams will sometimes make is to fight away from the capture point, and then they can get stunned or knocked back and not actually get back to it. We should be able to get that guy. So if they can draw you away, then they can actually cap it. So he tried to cap like I did, standing behind it. And we do have a healer here, so we should be alright. I went ahead and popped my cooldown to give him a little bit of a relief. Alright, I'm not going to chase that guy. He popped me down there and probably healed himself. Yeah, I think this is the same guy here. Alright. We seem to be holding okay. Can't tell if they've got a healer or are just popping lots of cooldowns. So again, he knows I didn't chase him back around the back there, right? If he wants to go stand back there and heal himself, I'll let him. If you get too interested in kills, you can sometimes make a mistake that costs your team. And that's not, we don't want to be that person. Don't want to be that person. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a call out coming for help on mid, but there's 4 people there. We're gonna assume that they can hold it. Hopefully, because we've got 3 here, which means they might be fighting underhanded. They might be fighting 5-on-4 over there, which can be dangerous if they get overwhelmed. A second call out didn't go out though, so I'm gonna kind of go with the, I think they went ahead and repelled it. Alright, he bubbled. Couldn't tell what he was trying to do, if he was trying to get behind me or get behind the turret. Alright, let's see if we can get their healer down there, or at least that SWTOR. Well, they took mid, that wasn't good. I'm not sure what happened there, so maybe I should have went over there, but so again, we talked about perspective earlier, right? Like, from my perspective, we had 3-on-3 here running to go help mid. Excuse me. You know, would have put this group as a disadvantage, so well played for the other team. We definitely don't have a big enough lead to hold, so we're gonna have to capture. They're doing good. So you notice they have an abandoned push in here, which some people interpret as aggressive. Like, wow, you have 2, why are you trying to take 3? But it can be a good strategy, because if we have to defend here, then we can't go and help, right? We can't go help mid. So keeping this pressure on can be a good thing. People are complaining in chat. Anytime that you go from winning to losing, people get irritated. I understand it. It's frustrating. But it is the way things go. And they're keeping just enough pressure on. I've been tempted to leave a couple times, but I don't know. Our healer should probably go. He'd be more valuable at mid than I am. Okay, there's just 2 of us here now, I think. Maybe 3. Okay, so one thing I did notice, I don't see him now, there was a guy like out here fighting against one of their guys. And it's not doing any of us any good. Now we're kind of overkill here. So let's see what our team is doing. Got one guy trying to do grass. They are probably doubling up on mid. I bet you they have a lot of guys there. Alright, so notice I'm fighting that guy. but was looking behind me. So he's stealthed. Alright, let's go see if we can help. Don't have high hopes for this one, but no point in giving up. This guy should die. He got to the heal. Did he not? I think he healed in stealth. Alright, let's go see if we can cause any trouble over here. They definitely got their healer here. We stole this one from them, to be honest, so the fact that we had to was maybe a bit of a fluke. Alright, I'll try to keep the pressure on their healer. This is where it can get frustrating to be in a group if, like, so somebody has taken the time to mark the healer, which is very helpful. And there's two of us here fighting the healer, and it's actually me and Pandemic. But if, say, the healer's going to get away, and without anybody else putting any pressure on the healer, you notice that they're now full back to health, and we've done no damage to their team. And if your team doesn't make an effort to kill the healers, then they're just going to keep the whole team alive, and you're just kind of crashing against a wall, a big healing wall. So, and again, it's, I don't know, it's strategy. Some people would say maybe leave the healer alive and try to kill a DPS, right? That's another way to go, but yeah, let's see what we got. I'm not sure what this person is doing. Can't tell if they're stealthed or not. Let's see, who was that? Anola. Doesn't look like it. Well, that's pretty much a lost cause. Alright, well, they've tied us up now, which means they are now going to slowly start winning. And there was just a grass call out. We got 3 on the way over there. Alright, let's see if we can do some damage up here. Alright, so they called out. You notice that 2 of their guys came running as soon as we started pushing here, so they're playing well. And now we're 3 on 4, and their healer made it over here. So what we'll try to do, it's easier to get from mid to snow than it is to get back from snow to mid by a little bit. You can leave through the center of mid and you have to go around to get back, but I don't foresee us being able to do anything quick enough to matter. This guy's probably thinking the same thing I was. I'll try to slow this guy down. That was a lag spike. Yeah, he's jumping all over the place. So he's either lagging or I'm lagging. Yeah. Yeah, there's already people typing good game in the chat. We're not going to come back on this one. It's alright. It'll give us a good data point. I think you get less Valor for losses. I don't know, we'll look. We get like 4,000 in the win, I think. We'll see if we get more. Oh, their healer's back. So now you're going to see I've been attacking this guy. He's at full health again, so not much I'm going to be able to do. We'll get some stats here by healing ourselves. Again, we got our max number of medals, so that'll give us the most Valor that we can get. And then we're going to die. I think I'm the only one left here. Yep. We can't complain. We won, what, the first 3 in a row, and then we got a loss and a win, and then a loss. Don't think this is 2 losses in a row. I can't remember. Yeah, because we won the hut ball before this. So this is what happens when your team gives up. So you'll see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over there. What they're doing, and I don't blame them, is they're over there getting defensive points. So if you are guarding a turret, you get points for defenses. If you hadn't already tapped out on your medals, it can be a good way to get medals. I gave them another kill, which is okay. Alright, let's see what the heals were. Yeah, 4.3 million. That's the person that had the target marked on them. Don't remember seeing them marked. We are going to give it to this guy. He was not only our healer, but also guarded the whole time. Probably would have been best for him to not be guarded and somebody to replace him. So we could have had heals, which means we could have lived longer, which means we got a better chance of killing people, but I don't think we would have got through that one. Oh well, we tried. We'll blame Pandemic for his poor PvP skills, although he did do damage, more damage than I did, so I probably shouldn't give him too hard of a time. We ran and tried to help and guarded for a while, so that hurt our damage a little bit. But all right, so I think that is all of the stuff on the nightlife event that I can remember, as far as things you can get and different things like that. So we'll take a look. Usually the vehicles in the middle display there are the ones you can win, so I'm wondering if you can win all 3 of these. The first nightlife event, it was a speeder and a rancor, which, interesting enough, if we come over here, let's re-queue. If we come over here to the rewards vendors over here, so if we look at the rewards vendor here, like these I think have been on every single one, these Kingpin gear sets and stuff like that. Is this one, so that's the speeder that was on the very first vendor, I think. And if we come over to this vendor, I believe this was a grand prize from the Kingpin machine in the very first one. And then they went ahead and made it a reward that you could buy later on. And I think this speeder, yeah, this speeder I think was also the reward. So that's the 2-engine version. I've got this on my bounty hunter. I should probably look and see if it's the same speeder. And I think, I don't know if this one's new or not. I'm gonna have to look and see if I've got this one yet. That one looks pretty lazy. Oh, hut ball. So we are, what's that put us in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 6 or 7? And we still haven't gotten the new war zone. It is still eluding us. Alright. We'll see if we do better in this one. Last time we fought these teams in hut ball, they just ignored hut ball and just killed us. We'll see what happens on this one. Let's take a peek. 9, 10. So 3 losses. So 7 wins, 3 losses. Is that right? Or 7 points, 6 points. I can't remember. No, we had the 3 wins. That got us to 6. 8. I think we got 4 wins and 2 losses. So we've gotten 6 matches in so far. 6 matches in an hour and a half. That's a rate of 12 for 3 hours. That's not too bad. For an hour is actually about what they seem to be able to run, depending on how quick the pop is going. I think we actually got 5 in hour 1, but then we had that kind of spell where they didn't pop right away in hour 2. So, yeah, we're in trouble already. All right, I don't know how he got through there. Okay, so that was a good knockback. They knocked him into the fire. Let's see if I can get to him. I already used my knockback. See his resolve bar going down? We could get to him before that, but yeah. Oh, I can't believe we stopped him. I thought he was in. At least on my screen, he was jumping all over the place, so I'm not sure what was going on there. Could have been lag on my side from the stream. I'm not sure. I also just got a message that said that their ball handler was down, so things are feeling strangely laggy right now. Because we killed their ball handler a long time ago. Hopefully it resolves itself. We'll try to get back to the center here. Yeah, so it just said nice pass, and now their guy has it. Yeah, there's something odd going on in this one. At least for me. And it's probably on my side. Don't know what it is though. I just help that guy heal. Well, he will heal. When that shield drops, he'll get a heal off of it. Alright, what do we got? I don't know why he picked up the ball. I mean, I guess you want to get it before them. Okay, that was a good pass. Yes. Alright. But if you're nearly dead and pick up the ball, you're just asking to get killed, and then they steal it from you. Okay, there's a healer. That's Princess, which nobody has marked, so we will see if we can do a little bit of marking here. Oh, we scored. Run, guy, run. Get away. Well, we're holding our own. I do feel overmatched, but now Pandemic, far more PvP experience than myself, and he is, I think, playing on his Sage, which means he might be standing there at the goal line and pulling people in. Yeah, see, that's weird. Things are jumping around on my side. And again, not blaming anybody or anything. It could just be general lag. Yeah, they're pushing pretty hard now. Well, we got him into the acid, but he bubbled or put enough defenses on that it didn't look like he took a lot of damage for it. Well, we are definitely getting steamrolled here. Yeah, so he did a, what is he, operative, so he did a roll there, but the speed of things that are updating for me anyway, I didn't even see it. But such is life. We'll just kill him. Be vindictive. Yeah, with all that moving around that he's doing. Yeah, see, so he did a move there, and it was a legal move. But with the lag I'm picking up, I didn't see it. Either that or we killed him. I'm not sure if that happened or not. No, I think he rolled over there and picked up the health, and then stealthed away. Pandemic is pulling people in. With as much attention as they're spending here in the middle, he might be. So I just got stealth. There we go. Is that guy? Stealth stunned. But my team's working well together. I feel like I have been less than effective. Alright, what is he? He's an operative, which means he can't jump to me. Let's go see if we can catch him. Alright, so again, I don't want to call anything. He was definitely down here. Could have been lag on my part. But then he reappeared back up. He could have got pulled up by another teammate. What do we got? That's another operative. But that move felt a little weird. But again, that could just very much be my inability to see what's actually going on. Because sometimes the game, if you move really fast, you will get some weirdness where on my screen it will, like, start here, it looked like he fell down there, right? He might not actually be down there. And from the appearances of that one, I would say that's probably true, because you know, so he reappeared back up here. But what happens sometimes is the game gets confused, and the client tries to predict where you're going to be. And so right there, did you see that move? They pulled him up there. So that was completely legal. As far as a game move. But sometimes, yeah, so the game will try to do a prediction as to, okay, you were running in this direction, it looked like you were going to fall down, so I will show that. And then when the server catches up with the actual data, then it will update. And then that update, all of a sudden, it looks like, holy cow, they just jumped up there, right? But that's not actually what happened. It's just because of the data stream. I didn't get to them in time. They're basically just standing here waiting to take the next one. They seem organized. We will blame Pandemic for this one, though. Yeah, see, Pandemic had enough objective points that I would say he was probably pulling people up. Probably should vote for my guildmate. And it looked like he got a second. Nope, he just got the one MVP vote. Okay, so a loss, we got about 4,000. So, oh, no, that's command points. Alignment, Valor. So 3,700, 944. Looks like about 500 for a win. So the difference between a win and a loss definitely makes a difference. But that's okay. The long, slow grind. So when I decided to do this series of live streams, I knew it was going to be slow. As we mentioned, if you're just joining us, as we mentioned at the beginning of the stream, there was a server error on the patch, and the double experience, double Valor did not go live today. They have said they're going to reset the servers tonight, in the middle of the night, and then when we all log back in tomorrow, it's supposed to be fixed, which means tomorrow's stream we should make better progress. The reason we're doing this is the Valor requirements in the 90s are pretty high. If you look at the total we need 236,000. Right now we're getting an average of probably about 4,000 a match. So if we do a quick calculation on that, actually let's queue. Now that we've got a teammate, you know, if you're looking at 236,000 divided by 4,000, it's 59 matches to get through a level. Now with the double Valor, I was getting, I think, about 7,200. Oops. So if we go to 236,000 divided by 7,200, that is far less matches. So we are going to see how far we can get in the double Valor week. I believe Valor goes until the 31st. So it gives us like 10 days, 9 days to try to do this. We'll see how far we get. It is a road to 100. We may or may not actually get it. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, I don't think there's much else to talk about. Oh, we want to run back. So this was the, like I said, this was the prize for one of the events. So if we pop back over here, let's look and see what's new. So that one appears to be the same. That one I think is the other one that you can buy. So maybe it may be just this one. The other thing we can check here is see if there's any achievements for it. So let's look. Legacy, location, there should be an events section. Yeah, so they didn't add any new achievements for a news. So there's the Vectron BWL Wraith. There's the Kingpin. There's the Magnus and the Opus. So those two, I would guess you can just buy. So I'm guessing this is the new mount that you can get. So that's a nightlife event. So it's a credit sink. For those of you who haven't heard the term credit sink, it's just a way to get credits out of the economy. You know, so if I blow through 10 million credits doing this, it removes those out of the system and hopefully helps combat inflation. You'll definitely see early on in the event, right? You can see there's lots of people over there. Some pretty decent participation going on already. When this was first run, you'd come in here at times and there were people at all the machines, but since it's like the third or fourth time, the rewards aren't near as good. I believe the Kingpin Rancor, I can't remember if it was the first Rancor that was put in the game or not, but it is definitely one of those that got a lot of attention. I know I spent 20-some million credits trying to get it, which can be frustrating when your friends get it with, like, you know, oh, I went and spun the machine once and got the Rancor. And it's like, yeah, I've been doing this for 2 weeks and have got nothing. Alright, this is a pretty strong team. I don't know these guys, but just as far as team composition, we do have a tank in 235 gear, healer in 242. So we got a chance at this. So that's what their healer is. Their healer's in 248. That's strong. 230. He's a little. I mean, you do get a bolster, so gear isn't the end all be all. Yeah, they got a lot of 248s. Let's try to take the healer out. And see what we can do. Alright, let's see how aggressive Pandemic is feeling. Alright, so he's looking for stealthers. We'll do the same thing. See if they try to stealth up on us. Alright, here they come. And that was some kind of a stun. We're just going to let it run out. See if they're stunning our healer more than we're stunning their healer. Alright, let's go after their healer. Okay, we interrupt that. then what we're going to try to do, I can't do that, that was my bad. So his resolve bar was full. I was going to try to push him off and separate him from the group, but that was my mistake. I messed that one up. So if he wouldn't have been stunned, or if his resolve bar wouldn't have been up, I could have knocked him off. But yeah, they're doing good. So let's see how the healer bounced back away from the group. I don't think I'm going to be able to do enough damage to him though to... Okay, we interrupted that one. Get a dot on him. If we can get... see, he's almost back to full health. We'll see if we can get a stun on him when he does his next heal. And you quit standing next to the edge. Oh, their healer came down though. Alright, so their healer isn't healing their other guys up there. Come on, Panda. Stealth. So he abandoned. Good move. Now the question is, can we get one of these guys killed while their healer is down there? Pandemic's chasing him down. But now they don't have heals up here, right? So it's possible we could... Oh, no, there's their healer. So a lot of times if you can just get their healer separated, you can sometimes do some damage. So it's a pretty even match. We do have one of their guys down. Alright, Pandemic, let's take him out. So sometimes these matches will come down to resources, right? Like you get them to the point where they're resource starved. And I've seen like a healer, this guy is healing up a storm, then all of a sudden the healing just stops, right? Because he can't, he doesn't have any resources left to actually heal. Alright, I'm coming, Pandemic. Alright, that stun might have done it. Yep, okay, so we got their healer gone now. And now they're running away again. So Pandemic went one day away, I went the other. Alright, who's left? Okay, so there's 2 of them left, and I think we've killed 3. So I'm guessing one of their guys left. That's what it feels like. Now the other weird thing that happens here, this match has gone long enough, we should be able to take this guy out. But you'll notice there's a timer. If it goes to time, then the arena starts getting smaller. So he's just stalling right now, trying to last long enough. But we should be able to finish him off there. So this is a replacement guy there. So yeah, that was interesting. Not what I expected. Their healer was definitely slippery. That's the same healer. Okay, so in chat, my team is requesting to stay on the bottom to try to keep us from getting knocked back, so I'll play along. I don't need to be the boss. See, they ran up to the top. They're looking for us. There, put a dot on the healer. Not that it's effective to do anything, but it's doing damage to him. This will not be effective though, because we can't. Alright, this guy is being brave. flush him out of here. So the nice part, if okay, their healer's definitely good. You notice that he came around the back, right? Like line of sight like that can be a good thing. The problem being you also line of sight yourself from your own healer, which means you can't get heals. So if you can keep them separated out long enough, you can actually do some. Yeah, I don't think this is working out as well, being on the bottom. Because Pandemic and I were able to separate the healer out. And now they're just running around us. We can get their healer though. That's a lot of times what it comes down to. Stun, stun, stun. They about got me there. I got the interrupt off on the healer. So this one might go to the timer. If it goes to a timer, then the arena starts shrinking and essentially does tons of damage. So we'll try to save our med pack for that. Try to keep ourselves alive a little longer. Pandemic and I can drop their healer. We got a chance. Another stun. Alright, I had to use my med pack. I don't know what our other two guys are doing. They don't seem to be attacking the healer though. Come on, get this guy. Alright, that was probably a bad move. I tried to knock him back towards Pandemic, was my goal. Yeah, I think they're gonna get us this time. Yeah, so find down here at the bottom, we definitely didn't keep them separated as well as we did when we fought them the first time. Alright, so now we're keeping an eye on the timer. And we want to keep our knockback, because you can knock people into the death zone. Kill on this healer would be good. Alright, that helps a lot. So now their healer can't keep them alive. So now you see everybody's kind of moving back towards the center here. And then I bit it there at the end. Okay, so now what they essentially have to do is you're going to notice, see how there's a green haze coming in here? This green haze will kill you. And so what they have to do is be the last ones to die. And Pandemic's, he's got pushed out. That's going to be bad. Okay, so I see everybody's trying to push everybody out away and get as close to the inside. So question is, nope. So they stayed alive longer than we did. How much healing did that guy put out? Yeah, so he put 2.4 million healing out, where our healer got 1.5. That was a good match. That was a good round. Alright. we've got to get that healer dead quicker. If we can get the healer dead, then we can, the matches will end pretty quickly once their healer drops. But if we don't get the healer, then things go south relatively quickly. Holy cow, what's our team doing? Alright, where's their healer at? See, this is a horrible setup. Right now their healer can line of sight himself away from us and just heal himself back up. We can't knock him back, we can't, there's just so much we can't do in this particular style. That was a good move by our teammate. He knocked the healer down here. So another thing that's key is interrupting healers. If you can interrupt their heals, you can get them, sometimes catch them flat-footed. So I've used my interrupt and my stun to try to keep their healer from healing. Now if my teammates do the same thing, we can hopefully, like, my interrupt's back up, so see if we can get the next interrupt. Alright, so we got that interrupt out, and then we should have a stun. Yeah, see, my healer wasn't keeping me alive, so I had to go to a Alright, we got their healer. So that puts us at a distinct advantage now in that we have a healer and they don't. And we have 2.5 minutes to kill them. So he's trying to get away. He's stun or stealth, I think. I don't think, yeah, we didn't kill him. But we're definitely putting them in the at the disadvantage now. But this was a pretty even match, right? Both sides had a healer. We did have a tank and they didn't. So he was trying to line of sight our group there. So he popped his shield and I didn't interrupt my... There we go. I didn't stop my Bolt Storm. So I'm spec so that the Bolt Storm I can use while moving. So I have to escape to actually interrupt it. So that is definitely something. Alright, our healer definitely kicked it in there in that last round, I think. Yeah, definitely a good heal round for him on that one. I think we led the damage burn. That was a good match. I'll take that one. And it looks like there were some GGs that went out over general chat on both sides, so that's always encouraging as well. Like I talked about earlier, win or lose, I'd rather fight a match like that than one where you're just like shooting fish in a barrel and nobody's actually doing that well on the other team. Oh, sorry, Whittister, I didn't see you slip in. Hello. No worries. Resource starving. So we'll go through the questions here in between matches. So resource starving is every class has a second bar, right? You've got your health bar. Hold on, let's wait till the stream catches back up, or the load screen catches up here. But then everyone has like force or ammo or different things like that. In my case, mine's energy cells. So for a Sage healer, it's Force. For me, it's Energy Shields. For God, I can't remember what the Smuggler one is off the top of my head right now. But if you have a match that goes on a long time like that, and you're not maintaining that, you'll actually run out of that resource. So if a healer runs out of their, let's say their Force, now they can't heal, they'll just get destroyed quickly. So that's what resource starving is. I am going to get off of here. It's taking longer to load here. I'm going to go back to my stronghold so we can load quicker. If you can push somebody that long, I've seen matches where it's just even, and then all of a sudden one side just dies, and that meant that your team managed their resources better in order to be able to last longer. A lot of classes have an ability to get back some of their resource. I have this one, which recharges my cells, and this one that makes my next move free, so that helps a lot. Pandemic is a guildmate who I actually work with. He's a real life friend. So it's somebody that works at the same place that I do. How long will you take, or how many streams will it take? That is a good question. I don't know if you were in when I was talking about the double Valor boost is not active right now. It's broken, but they're gonna fix it. Oh, is this the new one? Oh, we finally got the new one. This is the Yavin Warzone. Okay, I'm gonna stop answering that question and at least try to figure out what this one is. Okay, so this is the 3 turret. Remember we were talking about grass, snow, and mid? It's the same style. Everybody seems to be crowding over here, so we'll come over here. So yeah, I'm gonna pop a ton of achievements on this one, hopefully, if we do okay. You can tell that I haven't even updated my interface. This is sitting way off to the side compared to where my other stuff is. So after this match, I'll get back to some of your other questions, but this is our new Warzone. I have not seen this one at all. I haven't PvP'd since this one came out, and I haven't gotten a pop in, what's this, 4 hours of PvP before I got this one. I don't know if it's well liked or not well liked. I also believe sniper. So you notice there's a sniper on my team, which is an Imperial player. This one is like Odessan in that it is mixed, right? So the teams aren't Republic versus Empire. So you'll notice the layout is pretty similar to the other version of this that we actually have run before. Alright, so you notice that we all ran out here trying to intercept them before they could interrupt our cap. Oh, I also noticed that we're yellow and purple. We are not red and green, which is a little bit different. Alright, so this is also takes a little bit to get used to when you're doing these, in that you'll notice that now I'm fighting a Sage, right? Which is on my original side. We seem to have some heals here, which is definitely good. And I'll see if we can clear them out. Alright, they were paying attention to me. Okay. We do seem to have the upper hand, though. At least we're killing them faster. I think we've got stronger heals than they do right now. So they're respawning. Oh crap, looks like we just lost our other turret. So that's not good. Somebody in chat was talking about some kind of super capper. I have no idea what that is. So I don't know if there's a power up that you can get or what. Since we're just working on damage, we are going to work our way up this way. Grab this damage boost just to give us a little bit more of an edge. And so somebody in our team is yelling at us that we suck. And they actually use that language. They didn't use other language. So And maybe we do. But again, sometimes it's about perception, right? It's not necessarily that we suck, it's just something happened. Now we did have a turret and then we lost it, so something went bad, and we do seem to have a lot of people here at the center. They're doing a good job of keeping us from capping, which is impressive. Don't know if they're keeping some stealths around here or... Yeah, see, they're doing a really good job of getting back in and keeping us from capping. So, unfortunately, my first Yavin run does not look like it's going to end well. Yeah, these guys are good. Because what they're doing is they're bouncing in and out of stealth so we don't see them. Then when we try to cap, they come out of stealth, and then keep us from capping. So they're playing the objectives. Like we kind of talked about in Hut Ball, you know, they're not getting a lot of kills doing that, right? But they are stopping us from doing what needs to be done, which is ultimately what you're trying to do. So, not sure. We don't appear to be able to cap the other two. So I'm not sure if that's because we're not trying. Yeah, we got a person there, but it doesn't look like we're really trying to. We're just fighting here at the center. Oh, the guy that yelled at us that we sucked has now left the ops group. Chat update. He yelled at us that we sucked. And then somebody else said, weren't you the one who was guarding? And then he didn't respond and quit. So, not sure if he was or not. I didn't see. But yeah, they're doing what they need to do, which is impressive. It appears they're going to keep us from even getting one. Because we're killing them quick, but not quick enough that they can't get back and are actually keeping us from taking it. Now theoretically, if the matchmaker is working, depending on group composition, this one should be more even. If like the Empire of the Republic has a stronger team at any one time, this one actually puts people together from both factions, theoretically. Yeah, see, that guy right there, who is Wreck, Jedi Shadow. He stopped the cap, went into stealth, we went to cap again, and he popped out of stealth, stopped the cap again. This guy did the same thing. Are they in the same guild? I wonder. Even Reactor. Now they're trying to cap it, which I suppose is fine. They're just spam capping it, it looks like. Which sometimes will work if you just keep clicking it over and over. You'll sometimes be able to slip one through, but okay, there's Wreck. Wreck is in Reactor as well. What about this guy? Another Reactor. Okay, so you will run into this sometime. They're playing as a guild, which is awesome. It's a lot of fun. But you can definitely tell that they have the. I might as well click on this too. Everybody else's. They have organization, right? They are most likely, I would say, in voice chat. It's this guy. Also reactor. I think that's only 4. If we were against 8, that would be crazy. So I popped an achievement. Like I said, never run this one before, so I'm guessing when this one ends, I should get this big long list of achievements that pop up. Because even though we are going to lose, we are definitely getting a lot of kills. See, there's a guy stealth. He's not stealth, but hiding over here, just waiting for us to try to cap it. Would be nice to get one by the end, but it's not looking good. Guacamole was a reactor, I think, yeah. Trying to see if there's 4 or more that are all in the same guild. Because if we're going against 8 in the same guild, this would be rough. Okay, I don't think I've seen his name, Sexorcist. That's at least 5 that are in the same guild. And here they come to interrupt us. There it is. Is that guy? Okay, that guy's not reactor. Pretty sure that guy is, but I think I've gone across his name before. Alright, well, we will just farm ourselves some damage and kills and see if we can pop some achievements. Now, they have done, I'm not really following chat, I'll catch you up in a second, but I'm impressed. This guild and team, they have done what needed to be done to win, right? We're going to beat them in kills, but they're going to beat us in the match because they've got a good strategy. Like, they're not gung-ho about kills. They're just like, no, I'm okay. I will happily not get as many kills in order to keep you guys from capping. So yeah, more power to them. The frustrating part is the last 2 or 3 matches we've gotten our butt kicked by Imperials. Then we came into this match to get our butt kicked by Republic because reactors are Republic guild. So I wouldn't say we're getting our butt kicked. It's, I don't, damage wise we're pretty even, but yeah, it's one of those that sure would have been nice if we would have had this organized reactor group of people fighting for us in those last couple matches that we lost. I'll try one more time just to see if I can get it, but it's all right. 574 to 14. It was close. Oh, come on, stay alive, stay alive. I don't want to die. Yeah, so we out-damaged them. Look at this. See, look at our kill count compared to their kill count. But on the flip side, they dominated us in the match, so they played smarter than we played. Where's Pandemic? We'll give him a nod. I'm sure he gave me a nod. So, as you can see there, this thing has just been popping, because each one of those is an achievement. Let's exit the war zone and count up how many achievements we just got. And then I will get back to answering some questions in the guild or in the stream chat. Okay, let's see. Oh, I had to scroll back. Okay, let me check my chat. Pandemic popped some achievements as well. Hold on, let me queue. Alright. So here's what we popped for achievements. We got Elite Damage Dealer, Punching Bag, Advanced Damage Dealer, Elite Critical Healer, Slayer, Elite Critical Damage Dealer, Advanced Critical Healer, Advanced Critical Damage Dealer, Critical Damage Dealer, and Critical Healer. Warzone's the Killing Field, that's a conquest. With a little help from my friends is an achievement. With a little help from my friends, also an achievement. So if we look at that particular one, so we had 0 in Yavin. We went from 0 to 20% in that match. So we got 8,000 damage, 9,000 damage, 10,000 damage. We got millions of damage, so that wasn't okay. We got 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 healing. We've got a 200,000 damage, a 300,000 damage, and a 400,000 damage. Now this one, this is just a matter of doing 50 war zones where you get that damage. So that one will come with time. We got the, looks like 100,000 damage for that one. Same thing with this one. Healed for a single ability, 10,000 for a single heal. We'll get that one over time as well. That is a single attack at 10,000. I've got attacks that hit 30,000. That'll be fine. We got a 25 player kill in that one, so we did pop an achievement there. We were at 34, so we weren't quite close to that 40. So yeah, that was those are the low hanging fruit of achievements that you will often get when you do something for the very first time. All right, well, this is loading. So how long or how many streams do I think it'll take? Well, my calculator math didn't encourage me too much, but I'm hoping when we went from 91 to 92, I think I did it in mostly a little over a night. So I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere between 7 and 10 streams if the double Valor kicks in on that one. 7 watching? 7 might be our new record. We'll have to check the stats after the stream is over. Let's see. Back to 6. Cool. YouTube won't let me send a message. I'm not sure what that one means, so let me know on that one. Okay, it will now. Never mind. Okay, special letter in Pandemic's name. So you notice the A has a little special cursor over it. In the ASCII character set, there's a whole bunch of characters that essentially look like an A, but they're not really an A. But the game will allow you to put those characters into your name. So what Pandemic has done is he has, I don't know, 8 maybe, 5 to 8 characters that are all named Pandemic. And what he does is he just changes different letters into those special characters. So they all say Pandemic, but just with the special characters. It's a pain to actually type to him because you can't type that into the, well, you can if you know the character, but that's what the special character over the A is. I will get back to answering questions in a moment. Wow, got hammered. All right, this team's moving good. So you notice they had, I don't know if he did it himself or, oh crap, do I have the ball? Please tell me I don't know. Okay, good. But they pushed me back and then leapt to me. That's a good strategy for hut ball. All right, if I can keep these two guys hooked into me and concentrating on me, then hopefully my team can score. Alright, let's see if we can take this guy down. I think there's somebody else attacking him as well. We'll reflect into him a little bit. He's absorbing. So right now what we're both doing is essentially just burning through our... So he went to Force Barrier, which is makes him immune. I was kind of hoping he would have grabbed it, because I think we could have killed him. Alright, we're going to get some resource back here. Alright. We definitely seem to be doing okay in this one. Or at least scoring. Pandemic is far better at Hutball than I am. So, he is a Sage in Hutball. So see how our guy's down there? Oh, you just saw it. So I don't know if it was Pandemic or not, but what happened is the Sage was standing up there on the edge, and even though he got knocked down, they were able to pull him back up. So there's Pandemic fighting down there at the end, and what he's going to try to do is grab one of these guys so that he can pull them up if he doesn't get knocked down. Now the danger is the other team should try to knock you down and get you away from doing that. If they're doing their job. Let's see if we can kill that guy. There we go. So I'm just trying to get these guys off our team's back. Make sure nobody's sneaking in behind us. Okay, so somebody's slow walking. Who has the ball? Is it Pandemic? Let's go see if we can give him a little bit of help here. I tried to knock him off, but knocked him right to the edge. Okay, I've lost the ball. Okay, we still have it. So you saw there that guy leapt up to our guy. So what Pandemic's trying to do now is get out ahead of the team so that he can either be thrown to or he can pull the guy to him. Oh, sorry, my cursor got into the chat, which means all my attacks just started typing numbers into the chat box. So we'll just try to whittle this guy down until my team gets back here to help. Alright, let's move forward here, see if we can help the team score. So I'll try to help Pandemic, because if he can be unmolested, he can pull these guys up. Alright, didn't see what happened, but I'm feeling like Pandemic pulled him in. And he ran away. And Pandemic's chasing him. So Pandemic also has force sprint. I'm not sure if that pass made it or not. So I tend to be careful is fighting on this edge. Is when they respawn, they drop down here. And then they'll knock us down. Okay, he just went running. What's this guy doing up here? So see how he knocked Pandemic. And actually that's a good move. I've seen that before. They watch and wait for that pass to come, and then you knock the person down right when the pass is thrown so they can't get back to it, right? Not sure if I can survive long enough to be any help to my team. I think this guy's got me. I guess he didn't. I thought he had me. I wasn't feeling confident. He's gonna come back now and probably kill me. So he's trying to get up beside me in order to knock me off the platform. And then I failed as well. And so there goes Pandemic. He did finally get me knocked off, so don't know if that was a knockoff of frustration, Because that's the guy that we killed earlier. And then he came back and he wasn't able to kill us the second time. So he knocked us off. I guess not to have to deal with this. Now, I've talked about, you know, perceptions, right? Sometimes my perception was he didn't want to fight me, right? His perception might be, I've got to clear this guy out of our end, right? Because the longer he stands down here, the more chances they have to score, right? So he might have been actually doing a great move, but for my perception, it's like, oh, I'm too strong for you, right? Now what these two guys are doing down here, I'm guessing is probably giving up on trying to win. So now they're just down here doing damage, right? Like this person here. They're done. They don't want. Oh, that was stupid. You know, they're not even trying to win now. They're just shooting people for some experience, some valor. We'll go see if we can find where the battle is now. Seems to be towards their goal. Oh, they got pandemic. I'm not sure where my team is. Can I get to that guy? Alright, we'll keep these guys busy. See if our team can score while we are fighting them. Don't know how many are fighting me here. Got a couple. So in this match, you're going to notice Pandemic definitely didn't do a lot of damage. But if we look at his objective score, he was second on our team. Because again, he was playing the objectives, right? Playing to win. So yeah. That was a good match. Although it probably was a little one-sided. Alright, let's get back to questions. So we got this special letter. Making it into a Q&A. That's fine. This says we're going to lose. That's probably from that last match. So yeah, we got destroyed in that last match. Not in the hut ball, but the one before that. Let's see. ESO with you lose. How was it close? Yeah, the match itself wasn't close. The fighting was. I think the teams were actually pretty evenly matched as far as ability to damage and stuff like that. Where they beat us was they played a lot smarter than we did, right? Like I was talking about during the match, they did things like not fight until the battle is over. They would fight until they stopped us from capping, and then they would go into stealth or they would run away and hide, and they basically kept us from achieving the objective, which was very smart. So I think they were smarter players, at least as a team. And again, a lot of that comes from, there was at least 5 of them in a guild that were queued together, so their communication might have been stronger than ours. Oh, did you get... I'm sending messages too fast. Did you get some kind of warning of you can only send so many messages? Alright, I think I caught up on your questions, Whittister. If you have more or I missed something, go ahead and put it in. This is our first Void Star of the night. I think Novara Coast and Hypergate are the only 2 we haven't gotten. But we've seen everything else. A lot of hut ball. I think we've gotten 4 or 5 hut balls. We did get to see the Yavin, which was nice. So we are half an hour and counting for the first 3 hours. Okay, that looked like this is going to be pub v pub. I think it said live fire exercise. We will see. Let's see how far we are. Looks like 16. I Can't tell from behind there. Yeah, 16 out of 20. And we are... I think we've gained... I would say we were probably about here. I'll have to go back to the video and look. But we've gained probably a third of a bar, somewhere between a quarter and a third of a bar, without the Valor, double Valor event. So I don't know. Don't know if I can get a single one in 3 hours or not. But we will see. So Pandemic's in this match. I think he's probably going to out-sprint me to the power-up. Watch him go flying by me. Nope. I was expecting him to grab the power-up. So I think I just got... Nope, yeah, there's the stealther. We'll see if they're going to follow me. Oh, yeah, so here's that same team. So we are up against our good friends, what was their reactor? So I have a feeling that's probably a reactor as well. Yep. I don't foresee this ending well for us. I think this will be another one where my gut, my prediction, we are not going to get a bomb set, and they will probably get a bomb in the first door and beat us. That's what I think is going to happen. So you can definitely see where the battle's going. Let's see what these two guys decide to do. Well, they both ran over there. We can't stealth, so they can see me. So one of two things has happened now. They've gotten really cocky, or they've left a stealth guy here that's going to take care of me as soon as I click on this door. There he is. I know he wasn't a stealther though. He was definitely... Oh, there's a stealther. He's definitely a reactor, and that person's a reactor. I think we may be against 8 reactors in this particular match, so we are going to play the... Let's just go get some stats card. Let's take a look here. Reactor, 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 reactor. Yep, I think we are up against a team of 8, all queued together. So what we will do is just try to get ourselves some medals here, because I don't foresee us getting the door. I don't even see us actually killing them, to be honest. I think they're just going to farm us. We will not open the door, and then they will blow through us and set a bomb and win. But that's alright. I would never blame a guild for queuing together. It's a lot of fun to play with your guildmates. So I don't look at it as... Some people get like... So you'll see people yell like, oh, it's a pre-made, that's unfair. It's like, yeah, it's not unfair. You can do the same thing. But a lot of people get upset when groups get together like this and win. Now, like I said in the last match, it would be nice if these reactor people were in my pub matches instead of me going against them, given that I'm also a Republic character. It'd be nice to beat up on the imps with some good players, but... Yep, I'm playing with a guildmate as well, absolutely. So yeah, so the way it works... it doesn't matter if you're in a guild or not, but if you're in a group and you queue for PvP, it'll put you on the same team. So because Pandemic and I are in the same group, when we queue, it puts us on the same team. Now, technically, from my understanding anyway of the queue system, you can only group as 4. It won't queue a operation, like an 8-person operation. So what that means is there's actually 2 reactor groups queuing, and they just happen to get on the same team. Now, if it's Republic versus Imp, they're always going to be on the same team. in this Republic versus Republic, it just so happens that they're on the same team. In a weird way, and this is going to sound a little strange, I almost prefer... I don't know the reactor group, so they might be not do this, so I don't want to accuse them of anything. But I've seen groups where if they queue as a group, right, and then they get on different teams, they'll actually, you know, one team will throw the match, or one team won't try as hard or something like that because they don't want to compete against each other. This group seems organized and enough that I don't think they would do that. So anyway, where was that story going? It's possible because they were queued Republic that one of them could end up on our team and one on the other team, and then everybody else split between them. It just so happens they got on the same team. Which again, part of the risk that you take. Would be nice to play with them though, instead of against them. See if we can keep ourselves alive long enough for this shield to drop off, it'll heal us back up to full, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pull that off. It fell off, but I don't think enough to kill their healer, I guess. But anyway, I've babbled on about reactor enough, but they're definitely good. At least better than me, probably. Much like game development, another thing I will always say is I will take a team of good players or developers that work well together over a team of great that don't. The team of good people will actually win. So they're definitely at least good, if not great. I don't know them for that well, but they also do play well together. Alright, we'll see if we can steal this heal thing from him so he doesn't go and grab it. Not that it matters. I think he's a healer. Dots. It's a cool name. Don't know if it means dots like in damage over time spelled differently or not, but definitely got a cool... Alright, 33 seconds. Think we can win? Bad rotation is gone. Was he in the... Oh, bad rotation quit? Yeah. Some people do that. They get frustrated. It's like, if I don't win, I don't want to play anymore. I personally don't play that way. But yeah, this is an effort in loss. Now, one thing that I have seen people do, and I don't know if I agree with this or not, it's pretty obvious, worst case, we're going to tie, but we're not going to win this. Right? All they have to do is open up a door. I have hit my Valor and experience medals at this point, so truthfully, continuing this match makes no difference to me. But I have seen people just let them plant the bomb, and once they get through the first door, it'll be over. But I would never do that if the team wants to fight. But I have a feeling all this team's going to have to do is all 8 of them go to one side, and they will obliterate us. There's a stealther. I think he was a stealther. Yeah, Shadow. So he's already trying to get the door back there. So the best I'm going to be able to do is keep him from capping. I don't think I can kill these two guys. You'll notice that another thing that they're doing, so this Shadow must be tank spec, I would guess, because you'll notice that the healer has a shield on, which means not only is the healer keeping himself alive, I'm doing less damage to the healer because he's actually being protected by the tank. Stella stunned twice in a row there. Yep. So see, now they're all pushing into to one side, which I think is just a matter of time before they set the bomb. Pacific time on the chat streams? What are you talking about? I'm only half looking at chat. So basically now we're just spoiling their fun. They're not insta-capping us. Hold on, I'll have to look after the match is over. You mean the time here? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, the subscribe logo? Huh, I'll have to look. That might be an old logo. Or maybe I forgot to update that one. I changed the text at one point. Oh, why do I use specific time in my streams? Well, part of it started because the server I was on for the Old Republic was originally a West Coast server, which means it was in the Pacific time zone because it was in California. I'm in Arizona, so we don't do daylight savings time, so we are currently on Pacific time. So that's just the time zone that I'm in. I have found in general though, if I'm trying to list something either on YouTube or Twitter or something like that, picking one of the coasts, either East Coast, so Eastern time, or West Coast Pacific time, is less confusing for people. If you choose Mountain or Central, that just seems to be harder for people to, there's the bomb. That seems harder for people to convert from, right? They can do the conversion off either end, so the West Coast time or the East Coast time, but converting into the Central and Mountain time zones. Arizona's actually in the Mountain time zone, but half the year we're on Pacific time, half the year we're on Mountain time because we don't do daylight savings time. That one didn't shock me. One of them said good game to us. Where's Pandemic? There it is. So most likely Pandemic's voting for me and I'm voting for him. It's something that we do as guilds. If you look here, I think it's that one. Those 75 Valor points that I picked up are from the MVP vote. So if you're trying to grind Valor, having somebody voting for you is definitely nice. Alright, bad rotation is gone. Over there at the beginning. Do a video on game design itself? Maybe. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling. So one of the things I do want to talk about in a lot of my game videos is game mechanics. So we'll talk about design. So yeah, we may end up doing a design video here or there. Maybe something in the Unreal Engine. I'm doing a lot of stuff in Unreal Engine right now. I am planning in June to do a mechanic a day thing on Starbound. So there'll be just like little 2, 3, 4 minute videos on a single mechanic in the game, kind of explain how it works. But yeah, I don't know if I'll do design itself. We'll kind of see what the audience likes. We talked about the Pacific time logo in the bottom right hand corner. I'm gonna have to look at that. My guess is it's probably, I've changed my logo 3 or 4 times, just making slight tweaks to it. What's it look like? Is the text like up higher? If that's true, that means it's just an old logo and I need to update it. Pacific time, yeah, okay. No problem on repeating. I didn't answer it the first time, so. I think that catches us up on questions. No, it's a good catch. It's actually something I'll change that tonight. That's an easy fix. I just have to upload a new thumbnail for it. It's just probably something I missed at some point. All right, hopefully if we get a pop, yep, there we go. We should be able to get one more in here. And then between today and tomorrow, I will do the calculation. I'll go, I think I looked at this right at the beginning of the stream, so I can figure out where we were. But I think we were sitting down over this first mark, but not to the second mark, so probably here. So what, we've got maybe almost 2 boxes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 5 boxes long. We got 2-ish boxes done without the double Valor, which again, if we're just doing rough calculations, hey, it's the new Warzone again. That'll give us around 4 a night, which isn't quite a level, but we will see. We'll see how things go. So obviously this is the first time I'm doing much longer live streams as well. I picked 3 hours for the sole purpose that this Valor boost is a 3-hour boost. So I figured that's a good time. We've got 8 more. We can do 8 more PvP matches, or 8 more streams in order to try to get there. And I can pick up some more if I need to. Alright, let's see if we're up against Reactor again. Well, it doesn't look like they're on our team. I don't recognize any of those names. Bad Rotation's back. I wonder if he'll stay with us. Alright. Well, we could try to go to the other turret since we didn't see it. But I do like to go to the center. I think a lot of action happens in the center. And since I'm a DPS, I like to be where the action is. I like to try to get as much damage out as I can. I have a tank, although I don't like to use my tank in PvP, personally. Alright, Pandemic is going to the left there. So we'll see. Let's see who we're up against. Well, that's a Juggernaut. That's a decent side that at least it's not our friends from Reactor. Oh man, they obliterated me there at the beginning. That was rough. So I suck these guys together. Alright, let's see if we can take this Juggernaut out. Nope, he's in reflection mode, so we'll go to area. Oh, too late on my clicks. I really probably should use my keyboard to get those heal buffs off. So while I'm flying, why don't I do other characters in the game? I have 16, 17, maybe 17 or 18 at 70. I'll sometimes do guild events with my other characters. The vast majority of my characters are either tanks or DPS. I think I have a healer. Oh, see, they're getting smart. See how they're pushing us out? They pushed us out away from the center here to try to cap. That was a smart move. And now they've taken the other 2 turrets. We are just not having any kind of luck with our poor friend Yavin here. So he tried to sneak around the back there and cap. And I'm keeping it. Okay, there's somebody behind me. That's good. Because I'm going to die. What do we got? We have people there, so I'm not sure what happened. So it looks like they were fighting off the nose. I see somebody capping the center, which we have nobody there, which I'm going to guess is going to be them, which means this match is going to end fast. Alright, let's go over here and fight. I think Bad Rotation is gonna quit on us again. Holy cow, they absolutely obliterated me. I believe bad rotation has left the ops group. I can understand his frustration. It is human nature to want to win. Alright, we'll go in the middle here and get ourselves killed most likely. So he's pretty smart. He's standing up there next to that damage power up. I would guess he should step into it here and try to kill me. I'm not sure why he's not. I would have. I deserve to die. So his job as the guard was to stand here long enough. And you notice now the rest of his team's coming in, right? He's just got to live long enough, and he's going to outlive me, so because now the team's going to obliterate. He probably would have got me though. I wasn't doing enough damage to him. A lot of characters. It's quite a few. What I did is I went through and I've got one advanced class of every advanced class you can have. So 4 classes on, or yeah, 4 classes on each side, plus the advanced classes, so 8 on each side, and then I did that on both sides. So for instance, I have a warrior and a juggernaut, and I have a guardian and a sentinel, stuff like that. Yeah. So the other thing, I can't tell, are they on a guild? Doesn't look like it. I think they're just playing smarter than us. One thing that you will see guilds do is, if they're in voice chat, they'll just call out like pandemic or, you know, voicic or whatever, and then they all target that same person. And when that much damage goes to one person, it's pretty hard to stay alive. But I don't think this team's doing that. I think they're just outperforming us. Well, just as an experiment, since I don't think we're going to win this one, let's go and see if we can see what the other side looks like. They're all fighting down there. They got guys up there. So now we're just kind of exploring. I'm sure they're going to chase me because they think I'm trying to come over here and cap. But so again, and this is the other thing that's kind of critical in these kind of things, is they have somebody here, right? This person has chosen to actually stay back here and guard. So they're not getting damage. They're not getting a lot of glory, you know, for fighting and stuff like that. But they are actually pretty big reason their team is going to win. Because if he wasn't there, nobody was guarding over here. I could have just walked over here and capped this. They're going to beat me anyway. This person's just standing here watching as I get my butt kicked. See if we can live long enough to get to our heal. That'll give us at least a little more health to play with. Yeah, we lasted longer than we probably should have. That should kill us. Well, I'd like to say I like the Yavin Warzone, but I've lost twice. I do like that they, theoretically anyway, have gone to a cross-faction system so that it should balance the teams out. Obviously, the results of this Warzone are not showing balance, but That's okay. But I don't see like any like one guild just stacking up against us here, so I think it's just luck of the draw, which is okay. Yeah, that was pretty much a stomping. You thought 574 to 0 is bad. How about 600 to 0? And I'm gonna guess this is why we couldn't touch him. So let's see if there's a logical reason. Yep, this is a big part of it. They were definitely better than us, but you're looking at 5.6 million heals to our 2 million, call it 3 million heals. Most of these down here like are just self heals and stuff. Those aren't actual healers. So these guys definitely swung the match for him. They definitely helped. So good on them. And then obviously they were also doing well here. One of the things you will get is you'll notice that their damage is pretty high because they didn't die. If you look at their deaths, only these two guys died. So if you never die, you never ride the speeder, which means you can keep fighting and just rack up more and more damage. So yeah, 0-2. That's all right. Our goal is for Valor, not necessarily for wins. Although the extra 500 for the win would be nice. Okay, we're gonna make a judgment call here. Let's check something. Let's look at our. Where's our weekly at? 18. All right. Well, we're technically at the end of the stream, but I'm feeling a little feisty. And let's see if we can get our weekly done. So we'll try to see if we can get one more. If it pops here real quick, we will do it. If not, we will call it a night. I don't think my Valor boost, 7 minutes. Unless it is a arena that we would blow through really, really fast. I'm not going to get it in 7 minutes. So, just saw your question on the Valor system. So Valor is essentially just an experience that you earn only in PvP and war zones. So the more war zones you do, it starts at 0 and goes up to 100. So you don't get anything for it except for some titles and some achievements. So if you go into the advancement section under legacy here, you're going to notice that Valor is an achievement. So rank 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, you actually get an achievement. So I can't remember. I think there is a title associated with this one. I think you get like Warlord or Elite Warlord. I think you get Warlord for this one and Elite Warlord for that one. Yeah, the boost has to be active at the end of the match, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. It might be that while the match is going on, as we earn medals, they get the Valor bonus. So it's hard to say. I'll have to look that information up. Ooh, we didn't get the Insta-Pop. We were hoping for the Insta-Pop. Because I don't want to start a new Valor boost. I guess we could. Because I don't think 8's going to be enough. Oh, there we go. Let's see what these are selling for. Looks like almost 600,000 a piece. We'll see how well we do. We may end up, I'll have to pay attention this week and see if I can pick up some more Valor boosts. Alright, so here's the roll of the dice that we're hoping for. We are hoping for a match, although we are... Hey, it's the new Warzone again. I think we're... With the last 3 we've lost a lot in a row here. Because we're at 18 on our weekly. Which means if we get a win, we'll finish the weekly. If we don't get a win, we'll be 1 short. Now, obviously, we are going to be PvP in every night, so... I'm not worried about getting the weekly done. This is the first night it's available, and we're almost done. So we would get it tomorrow anyway. I don't know if there is a Valor. I don't think there's a Valor thing for this. I think it's just CXP for finishing the weekly. But how many credits do I have? A lot. I have 500,000 on this character, but that's not a lot. I have multiple iterations of millions. How's that? Is that a vague enough answer? I have more than one, less than a billion. How about that? Let's see if you're satisfied with that answer. You're satisfied with that answer? In the current game, credits aren't as hard to get as they used to be. Oh, you're not satisfied with that answer. You can easily make, I don't know, 500,000 to $1 million an hour if you're just out playing and doing stuff. If you do stuff on the GTN, you can make more credits there. My understanding is I think the credit cap is like 2.1 billion, something like that. If you hit that, you can't hold anymore, at least on a single character. I do have to admit that I've seen this guy before, Cornflakes. The new bank, legacy level bank, is nice to collect your credits in. I think we are just kind of holding them off here because they took ours. My team seemed to go to theirs, but I think I'm just delaying the inevitable here. And I have a healer here. He's trying to keep me alive, but hey, we got one. At least we didn't get 600 to 0. The exact answer. Maybe I don't want to tell you. I'm afraid you'll come to my stronghold and steal them. Well, we got one, but I'm not feeling like this one's going to be a win. We're committed now, though. Win or loss, we're getting the weekly done tonight. Here comes the stealther. Oh, there he is. Oh, there's a couple of them here, so I'm not going to last long. Most of my cooldowns are shot. To the millions. I have more than 500 million. I think I'm somewhere just north of 600 million. Maybe a little more. I was on a pace to get a lot more credits, but I haven't been working very hard to get credits anymore. I don't really have any use for them anymore. So it's one of those things just like, they just kind of sit there. I hate that little... Sentinels have this cloak stealth move that they can do that gets them out of trouble. Because I think I would have had him if he wouldn't have stealthed and ran away. I wouldn't have got the second guy. I think I could have got the one guy. Yeah, it's okay. I got enough to keep me comfortable, I guess. There's 3 of them there, and what do we have? 1. I don't know what these 3 guys are doing. Chasing somebody, probably. Holy cow, we got mid. That is a giant surprise. Who did that? I guess it was that agent up there. So what we're gonna do is come over here and stand by the power up here. So what he's doing now is he's looking for stealth. Hey, I got a codex entry. So how bad did we do in the last matches where I never even defended an objective in 2 matches? This one's still close. We could actually pull this off. We might get overwhelmed. Here they come. Alright, so I probably made a mistake there a little bit. Oh yeah, they took the other one from us. Instead of hitting my defensive cooldowns, I was typing "help me at mid," so they know we're getting attacked. But it looks like we're pushing. I don't know what to call these. West and east, I guess. I don't know if they have a slang name like grass and snow or not. See if we can get here quick enough to help. So you'll notice the layout to this is the exact same as the other Warzone, except there seems to be some boosts, right? That guy has like a boost of some kind. So our team did something a little bit smart there. That guy went into a force barrier, which makes him invulnerable. So they started capping the turret. Well, now they 3-capped us. Which means that he had to stop his force boost or his force barrier in order to keep him from capping. All right. Well, Pandemic sat down, so I'm going to assume that he's staying there. So now I'm curious, probably doing my team a disservice, but is that a heal? Yeah, that's a heal. Okay, what's this? What is that? Fast capture. Okay. So what that would theoretically do not fast enough. I'm getting attacked too fast. But anyway, so what that does is it makes the capture happen faster. So that's a cool thing they've added. That's not in the other one. The other one doesn't have a fast capture power up. So I would guess is probably a doubling. We gotta go do something in order to get our 8th medal. We could probably go defend. That'll get us 8 medals worth of Valor. Pandemic's guarding. Actually, we've already got a defense medal though, so not sure if we'll pop another one for defending or not. We'll wait till we get a defense thing pops up. Alright, I think we just got a defense thing. Can't tell. Yeah, there it is, 500. Didn't increase our medal count, so Alright, let's follow this guy. See if we can cause some trouble in the center. How far away do you think they'll run? Oh, there they came back. Now what we do want to try to do though is we're going to go ahead and pop as many of these things as we can, because then that'll give us more achievements for healing. It's nice to get some healing achievements. So you notice my health popped back up. That's because my shield fell off. We're just going to heal ourselves for as long as we're alive. There we go. We're losing badly. Yeah. We are 0 for 3. It's not our, this is our best though. We lost 600 to 0, 574 to 0. At least this one's gonna be a, probably a 250 to 0. So, so Pandemic called out. See if we can get to him and help. I don't think anybody's coming to help me. Oh, there's Pandemic, but he's almost dead. And nobody is coming to help me. So Pandemic did a call out. Nobody came, and they're gonna 3-cap us. And that will be the end. Oh, we got theirs. Oh, that's funny. We're just a nuisance to them. That's funny. Alright, let's go shoot some people for the last 32 points. Alright. Ooh, can we get a kill? Oh, he ran behind the pillar. He might have died. Pandemic got it at 0. Hey, I got more medals. I think we got maybe one for capturing. Probably something like that. Conquest objective, no new. I didn't get any new achievements. Pandemic had the most objective points for all the guarding that he did. I don't know if there's a high level heal or not. Some of the war zones have like a get 350,000 healings. I think this one's only like 200,000. So we might have got a tick towards that. All right. Well, we are one away from the weekly, so we're gonna call this a 3.5 hour stream. So what I was starting to say is I was pretty much in wrap-up mode. I'll be interested to find out if people like this longer mode streaming style. We were doing 1 hour streams before, which I think was enough to just kind of do an activity. This one, obviously, if we're going to make this grind towards 100, we are going to need more time. So that's why I've chosen to move up to the 3 hour stream. We'll see if people like it or don't like it, and then that will inform future decisions after we do our road to 100 attempt here. There's no guarantee I'm going to make it. Like I said, I think I have maybe done 2 boxes tonight, which means with the double Valor that should hit tomorrow, that might be 4. May try to get a second stream in maybe on Saturday or Sunday. We will see how that goes as well. So hopefully we get a pop here. Let's check a couple of achievements while we're waiting though. So find our PvP section. Find Yavin, which is still at 20. Okay, so in healing, so there is a get 10,000 health with a single ability. That'll be easy. I'll get that. It'll take 50 Yavin ruins because you can only get one of those per one. But that'll be easy. Critical damage appears to be the same way. One shot at 10,000. So those two are just going to happen over time. That one, I think you sometimes have to try to do. Dying 10 times. Killing blows. Nope. Kills. Oh, this is interesting. So there is a total kills counter that we can actually do. Go to bed. Do one more. Solo kills, those happen occasionally. Like if you run up on somebody who's guarding or something like that and their team doesn't respond, you can get a solo kill. 400,000 damage to other players. Okay, so that should be easy. I mean, 400,000 damage is, we hit millions. Okay, here's the one that I'm looking for. So 400,000 healing. So I'm not a healing character, but I can sometimes get these. If you look at some of the other ones, so like Odessin is one I'm still working on, right? So I have 48 out of 50 at 350,000 healing in Odessin, but that's not playing a healer character. That's just playing this character. I've actually finished this achievement on quite a few of these, right? So here, 350,000 in 50 different war zones. And that's just from playing this commando because there's so many self-heals. So it is potentially doable, although it's interesting that they put this up to 400,000. I think I was in the 200,000s in that last one. So it might be difficult, but it's one of those that you'll get over time. Or we might just have to make a healer. Hey, this is interesting. We haven't gotten this one yet tonight, so we have seen everything except for Navarra Coast, I think. I think everything else popped at least once in our 3-hour run, so that's not too bad. Alright. Oh no, this is Navarra Coast. I meant Ancient Hypergate. We didn't see Ancient Hypergate tonight. Which is alright. I think last time we PvP, we saw a lot of Ancient Hypergate, so. Well, win or lose, this one will get us our weekly, so. Hopefully we don't go up against this team that keeps beating us. So we will find out what happens here. This makes me a little nervous. We are down a person. This feels like a war or a pub v pub. Yeah, exercise. So we're fighting other pubs. So we run into reactor again. It's gonna suck. So the first thing he did is run inside of there and try to start capping the turret. Look at that, that's three scoundrels, I believe. What are we up against? Guardians of the Galaxy, that's kind of cool. Yeah, they are obliterating me. I'm not sure what my team's doing. I got nothing left. Hey, Suo. Suo's another guildie. We are going to lose mid, though. Oh, no, we got 3 there. We got 2 at theirs. If they get ornery... So here's the risk. We have 2 of our guys at theirs. But we're going to lose the south mid one here because of it. If they could have achieved actually capping that south turret, then it would have been worth it. But now what's happened is they split our forces, so we were weaker at both, which means they were able to beat us at both. Because we were trying to cover 3 and they were only trying to cover 2. So that probably cost us. Jesus, I just got hammered. I would guess anyway. But that most likely cost us at least one of those 2 turrets. And now we're split apart, right? There's 3 at east. Yeah, I don't foresee this going well. But we will see. Kind of is sad that we've taken so many losses to other pub characters. Alright, well, we cleared them. Now the question is, so the more people that do this, you know, look how fast that capped. That was actually really good. I didn't see a call out, but I saw a red name flash over there, so we are going to go and try to help at west here. Alright. So we had a guard, which is good. He tried to, it looks like he tried to stun and cap. But our guy was able to get out of this. That name looks familiar. That's a reactor player. So we are up against some reactor guys. See, so what happened there, our guy started to chase. Not too bad, but guy popped out of stealth. If he could have stunned him and they had another guy back here, it could have went badly. But we'll see what we can do with this guy. I have a feeling, was he a shadow? We're looking at, he's going to fight us for a while and he's going to stealth. So I don't think he can take both of us. So you always got to keep an eye back here, because a guy can sneak in behind you and cap. Like, he might have been smarter to try to do that instead of attack me, but he didn't. That guy needs to get himself healed up. See if we can help him out a little bit. He doesn't run too far away. Get him some health. Then we'll get ourselves some health. I'm still in combat, so I think he's probably still in combat too. Yeah, I was still in combat, so I couldn't do the self heal. Alright. This is a close enough match that, oh, we took east while we were doing all that. I didn't even notice. I'm not gonna, usually I'll try to heal myself, because then you get the heal points, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do the other so that we don't get resource starved or anything. Alright, so it looks like we have 2. I'm gonna guess. Okay. Wow, it looks like they rushed east there. I don't know. Not sure if we have that one. Because until, if you have it, even if they whittle away at it a little bit, you still get control. So let's look at the score. Oh, it's not going to matter now. They are just marching through. They had it anyway. No, we had it. If somebody can stop that cap. Nope. So somebody could have interrupted that cap, even if you only have a sliver. As long as you are the one that still controls it, it still does damage. We got somebody here with us, I think. Yeah, he's standing there. Now he's running away. So now we're here alone. Never like being at a thing alone, but I would guess that we're either going to push east or south. And then we will, they shouldn't send anybody over here. Excuse me. All right. Unfortunately, this number will completely stop. So they're controlling 2, which means they should be doing damage to us. Yeah, so our 74 went to 72. You can be sitting at 2%. And win as long as you have 2. So we essentially have to take 1 back to win this match. It seems to have flip-flop a few times. 1, 2, 3. We got 4 pushing there and 2 keeping them busy there. I'm stuck on guard duty. Oh, we're pushing hard at east there. So the question will be, can they kill? There's at least 2 guys over there. The other thing that you'll notice I'm doing is I'm just randomly area attacking, looking for stealth. 90% of the time you won't run into one, but if you can unstealth them, then at least it gives you a chance. It's like our team is pushing east hard, but they seem to have repelled it. So in this case, we partially claimed this, but since they had control of it, doesn't matter. They're still doing damage, and we're doing none. You have to fully cap it in order to get control. All right. Well, this one ended up being close. Don't like how our string ended, though. That was a lot of losses for the end of a stream, but oh well. Not sure what that guy's doing. Oh, somebody tried to get the south one. I think now though, say okay, so they're pushing hard here. If we can get it and hold it for a while, it seems like when we got a hold of one, we were able to hold it until, okay, we have a whole team. See how quick that went? That means they all clicked on it at once, right? So now we have to actually watch, because they either are going to try to take south back, or we might get a counter attack up here. Like when they have 2, we were actually pretty safe. Somebody might come over and try. Okay, so there's one coming in. Alright, so they got 2 here. So I typed 2 west into the chat. So hopefully somebody comes and helps me. I think I've got 1 guy here. So we're just trying to stay alive. So yep. So our call out got answered. And so we took out 1. I think he's the other. So that's kind of the key to these is, if I'm here alone and I don't call out and that guy beats me, then he can just freely cap the node, and then it sucks. So he's in force barrier mode. seems to really want to try to kill me, which is fine. If he wants to try to kill me while my other two teammates attack him, I'm okay with that. Alright, this is a close match, so we are going to go ahead and just recharge here, as opposed to try to get some bonus healing in. Alright, so 44 to 18. So now we control 2. As long as we hold 2, we might pull this off. I'll take this one. Win or lose at the end of a match, I'll take this one. It swung back and forth, which can make for a fun match, right? It wasn't just one team that essentially had control, even if one of the other team got lucky for a while. I like to think I contributed to this one in that I guarded and kept him from capping. So my stats won't show it. My damage will be quite a bit lower than other people's, but sometimes that's what it takes. Team player and all. I like to try to stealth scan there, although so I guess somebody could come all the way around, or they could just stand there and wait for my stealth scan to fall off. And then when I attack, area attack, I just randomly attack areas, so depending on which direction they want to try to come in. It's about the only thing I ever use this stealth scan for is PvP. We're gonna give General Chad a good game here. That one was fun. So hopefully, does my objective show it? Yeah, my objectives show that I contributed. Will my damage show it? No. 1, 2, 3. Fourth from the bottom. Healing's higher because I had to self-heal a lot because I was guarding, but that one was definitely fun. So this is nice. A team that appreciates, you know, it's really easy just to click on this, click on the highest damage, click on this, you know, give the highest healing, who's also a guildmate. And they deserve it. I'm not saying they don't deserve it. But if you look at my stats compared to my team, right, I had the least number of kills. I died a couple of times, but I guarded and I helped the team win, and it's nice to be appreciated for something like that. So, all right. Wish we'd have got that one in the last match. We wouldn't have had to do 2 there at the end, as opposed to 1. So we are going to go ahead and wrap up on that one. Hopefully you will join us for a week full of PvP. The more questions, the better. I'm going to run out of things to actually talk about if it's just me talking about PvP matches, but I will try to keep a commentary going of why I do what I do and why I make the decisions that I make. If you would make different decisions or do something different, please go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you like what we're doing, go ahead and like, share, sub, and subscribe. Sharing is nice. If you can bring other people to the channel, that is very much appreciated. Thank you, SWTOR and Sith, for the engagement in the chat. That was a lot of fun. Until tomorrow, and like I said, every night 7 p.m. Pacific, we're going to try to do at least 3 hours. So I will see you all tomorrow.